my streaming out of the way. Give me 1 second. We got to go give Dexter. Got to go put Dexter to bed right quick before we get going. But then we're going to get going and talk about this, but we're not going to talk about probably what people are going to expect. Give me 1 second. Everybody's going to be like, Becky, in the morning. Get Dexter taken care of first. No, I'll just feed you guys. Oh, shit. Here, you can keep you more. All right. Give me a second. I'm going to go back outside. Thank you. Now you guys are fed. All the kitties. Dexter had his morning treat. So he is set to go. He should be good. All right. You guys ready? I'm going to play this. And we'll get going. Good morning, ladies. Hey, Jen Lou. Hey, Kathy. Hey, Go Bulldogs. Smiles. Y'all, it's good to see some of you are morning people like me. I'm wide awake, and I'm on Pacific Standard Time, so it's only 6 o'clock my time, but everybody's asleep, so I figured we would do this while I'm sitting outside this morning. It's beautiful out here. It is gorgeous out here this morning, so the family's still sleeping. I got a few of my chores done. The rest of it I can't do until they're up, so I don't wake anybody up. So I figured I'd come vent to you guys. So I want to talk about last night's chaos that took place. I touched on it a little bit last night. We did a few call-ins. That was so much fun too. Thank you for all of you that joined me to do that. It was a small crowd and it was so nice. It was fun. It was great. It was great to get to know some of you better. Kyle and I really enjoyed that though. So we're going to include something like that more often. It was just great. See, Jen Lou. Good morning, Alex. Good morning, ASD. Good morning, all in 1, 2, 3, 1, 1, 2, 3, 1. You're still in bed here. It's 9. Hey, Snowflake's Nightmare. But I wanted to talk about last night's chaos, about the creators involved in last night's chaos, not the parent so much. I did put his face on my thumbnail today, and there's a reason for it, because this whole thing that Slimy did is so weird to me. Everything about it. And the creators who came on panel, everything is weird. The lying from the PIs, the creators, like I don't even know. But I wanted to look at this and I wanted to show you guys because some people weren't understanding how this even started. So how this started was in her chat, and I'm going to show you that. Good morning, y'all. Good morning, Donna. Okay, here we go. We're going to watch this.
One is just better equipped as far as the police department than the other. And that should really have no bearing on anything. Hold on, did I just say something? Hey, Tony. Hey, hold on a minute. Hold on a minute. Tony said what? Tony here. Wait a minute. Seth and I would like to join you within the next hour. Are you available? I sure am. Yeah, I'll be here. I will be here.
So you would think instantly that one of her mods would have gone and verified this account, right? In my opinion, at least. I would expect one of the mods instantly to click on that profile and see who it is. Wouldn't you? I mean, maybe read the comment, be nice to him, but make sure somebody's checking on it. Isn't that my creator buddies in here? Don't you guys think you would have vetted that comment a little bit further? I'm excited that there's just a few of us here. I feel like I'm being like these sneak live streams because I'm so off course of what normal time frame is, but I want a smaller audience. I appreciate the bigger audiences, but I miss being able to read my chat all the time and keep up on it so I hear your guys' opinions. That sounds terrible, and it's not that I'm not appreciative, but I love the smaller chats because I can actually engage with you guys and keep up at the same time. That's, yeah, 1000% you would vet that, or your girls would have been instantly vetting it. Okay, let's go forward.
I sure will.
Hey, what is?
I will sure be here.
This is so weird.
He said he would come. He said he'll come up here.
Wait, sometimes she got trolled by Lori Vallow and she didn't even vet it.
He said he'll come up here within the next hour. I'll be here. I will still be here.
Good morning, One Way. We're gonna look at a different piece of it.
I'll just anytime you're ready, just come back and let me know, and I'll stop whatever I'm doing and let you up, Tony.
Look, just watch how she's behaving. I'm going to speed her up, though, because she's on normal speed. I wanted to start there, but watch how she behaves. This is so odd to me because, well, maybe it's just my mods are amazing. My mods check that stuff instantly. Like, and sometimes it takes me a minute for me to realize that they'll say, hey, Beck, that's not who it is or whatever. And I'll be like, oh, so blah, 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 going off or whatever. But they always vet it. And then they drop me the link. They text me like, they do it instantly, just like you girls are saying. It's common sense. Yes. Because there's so many clones. Oh yeah, Donna.
Sure will.
Alex, you know how confused.
Okay, you're fine. Okay, so y'all, okay, so Tony's going to be joining me and Seth in about an hour. Thank you, Tony. Yeah.
Great. We have some things we're going to work on, but we'll be joining you very shortly. I'm aiming for an hour tops. Thank you, Smiley. See you soon. Okay, so there's another comment. So they had multiple comments that they could have verified this with. By the way, Alex, I have been so confused for the longest time on who Bendy was, and it finally just dawned on me a week ago that that's Jen Liu. That's your guys' nickname for Jen. Why did I not know that? And why did I not realize that Jen Liu's channel is called the Ward Case Studies instead of anything to do with her name? Like, where have I been? You guys, I just realized that last week, and I had to tell you guys that because I was laughing so hard at how ridiculous I am. Hey, Annabella. You guys, I don't pay attention that well to certain things going on around me. I get real tunnel vision on research.
Yeah, just whatever I'm doing, just interrupt me, get my mod, Millie, she's my main mod or whatever, and that will be great. And I'll just go on with whatever I'm doing. Thank you. Hey, Justin. Yeah, we're just going to sit here we'll sit tight for about a little bit, Justin. And anybody, if y'all need to go get anybody, let y'all share this out because Tony and I guess Seth is going to come up here in about an hour. Again, I wasn't prepared for this, but that's when I do my best interviews, I guess. Oh, Lord have mercy.
Donna.
In the meantime,
Okay.
In the meantime, honey bunch, we're going to have some respect in the chats and stuff. I do want to be respectful.
Look at her. She is all but falling over herself right now. And she was dragging Tony earlier. Like, Look at her turning inside and out. This is how you can see a fake biche right here.
And
This is ridiculous and embarrassing.
with all that being said, and he'll be back in about an hour, and we'll just go on and talk about what I was going to talk about here. And
she is all but fangirling the PR person for a parent of a missing child. Like, it is so weird to me.
And they'll be back when they get back. But I will
Good morning,
let
Solo.
my other mods know just in case. In case she's not here. Hold on a minute.
Shh, we're in our hidey hole over here this morning. Good morning, Cotton. We can say whatever we want and actually talk.
Okay, so so in the meantime, and I guess maybe when they come back, I'll I know I'm like nervous because I don't know what to say. It'll be okay, Smiley. This is like the third. I mean, okay, so then I had Don Wells I didn't know about, and then I had Chris and Katie I didn't know about, and this one that I did not know about. So hopefully this one will turn out just as good.
Just as good. Just like, what?
That's all I say. Y'all see nothing playing. Oh, I'm gonna have a heart attack.
I'm gonna have a heart attack. What?
I'll have a heart attack, y'all.
These are not celebrities, people. These are real human beings going through the worst moments of their life. These are not celebrities. I don't think anybody would idolize the position that they're in. By the way, please go check out Cluminati's stream from last night. It's a long one. It's 7 hours, but it is worth every moment of it. Chris comes on, answers some hard questions, has a great conversation, talks football. It was so funny to hear the boys talk football, just the guys being guys, like typical men being men. It was good to hear him have support and cut loose and answer some tough questions and address, like, it was a great interview. So please go watch it. Clue did exceptional again.
I'll just be,
whether you agree with everything that comes, like, that's where people get caught up in the weeds. Like, you can disagree with things, people, other creators, with people, but you got to acknowledge that she's offered a safe space and he's felt comfortable there. And we found out so much more about Sebastian, thankfully, for her allowing that to happen. So whether you agree with it or not, because I know there's people in here that always give me shit about that, everybody serves a purpose. And to see parents who have been trashed and bashed be allowed to genuinely be themselves and be supported and not allowed to be walked all over and given them their voice back and bringing it back to focus is so important. So I appreciate that.
My regular self, I guess. All right, so let's talk about the brownie points right now. And they can interrupt me at any time. It's fine. But let's talk about the brownie points of being a victim, okay? Because that's what I wanted to talk about for just a minute. Thank you, Mexicana, for becoming a YouTube member. Thank you, honey. I appreciate it.
We're being slithering sneaky snakes. I've been doing that all day since freaking Smush yesterday, and it's driving myself nuts. Fit and Curvy, we're hiding. Oh, she's terrible. This is so weird, isn't it? Yeah. Good morning, Rondi. Sorry, guys. We're going to pause a lot.
Appreciate you so much. Everything's good in Smiley's hood, honey. You never know what's going to happen over here.
Look at her.
You never know. But I wanted to talk a minute. I'm nervous. A minute about being a. Can you ask him a few tough questions, honey? Y'all get a list together. That's what Chris said. I'll try to ask.
Lord, he's been great. A one-way street.
Okay.
Michelle has really been good.
Hayden. Smiley's got this. Y'all got to remember Smiley's got this. And remember, I know. I do things a certain way, y'all. So just chill. Y'all be cool. Thank you, honey. I love y'all.
I feel the same as you, Alex. I do. And I continue to hope that it stops, like, on both aspects, but it's happening on both ends. You are correct. It is. It really is. And it's just, yeah.
But y'all know that we all work with someone before who tends to attract drama, right? And I want to talk a little bit about that.
Look at her.
Because there seems to be a lot of victims around here.
What is she talking about?
Some people always want to be victims, right? And
yeah, we see that quite often, that people want to be victims, but who the hell is she talking about?
What benefits victims? Maybe we need to start looking at that. And this is not about anybody in particular. I always say if the shoe fits, they'll wear it. So I'm not speaking of anybody in particular. You know, I always like to have story time or lesson times or anything like that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, text Justin and he said he'll get me any questions or anything that I might be able to ask. That's a good idea. Thank you, Justin.
So here comes the creators inside in here. Mind you, he's a mod over there. Spanky is a mod over there. He could have vetted that information himself. He didn't. Creators start rolling in. None of them vet that that was actually Tony, but here they go. Text me with all your questions, blah, 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 blah. Like they're all like salivating over the fact that this is going to what? Like what? But then you have Smiley here. She's giving story time a lesson. Like, first of all, bitch, you ain't teaching nobody shit. Like, sorry. I would have walked right the fuck out of that class and gotten a refund. It's just what it is. But why if you're gonna throw shade, just throw shade. Like say it openly. This whole like dancing around, it's not about anybody in particular. Bob, what? People are so weird.
But what is the benefit of that? Because we all have been through some things in our life. We all have.
Good to see you.
And we still may be going through difficult things in our lives. Sometimes we just don't like to tell people.
Yes, the soup. Yes.
Sometimes we carry that with us and we don't like to tell people and we don't like to speak about it. And there's reasons for that.
Good morning, y'all.
You know, there may be reasons for that. And we just keep it to ourselves. We just don't want to be a victim. And that's just my opinion. That's my personal opinion.
Okay.
Sometimes,
who does?
Regardless of the situation, we just want to keep it to ourselves. But we still want to succeed and we want to help others where we can and when we can, right? And we still find it in our nature to do so.
I was listening to this. Don't ask why. You guys know I watched the worst of the worst. So I was here when this all was unfolding in real time, even in the beginning of this, because she was the only thing on. And I was listening as I was finishing my chores. And I started texting my friend saying, what the fuck is going on here? Like, who is she talking about? Is she okay?
Hey, Jackie.
I did too. I was
so
like, what?
We try not to ever complain about it though. And I just thought it would be interesting to talk about it a little bit because sometimes there's real victims out there, the ones like we see now, like Seth has a missing kid.
So she was trashing Seth's PR guy earlier in the day, trashed Katie on Mother's Day like nobody I've seen. And now she's talking about how Seth is a victim, but she's not addressing anybody in this, but she's addressing people in this, but she's not she's falling all over herself. She can't get it straight.
People out there that has been robbed, that's in the news every day, that has been beaten. Their house has been broken to. They've been truly harmed. We'll say with the we'll say RAPED.
Ma'am, that's what we talk about all the time of how important it is for victims to be heard and why it's so important for them to tell their stories. And it's important to be factual about their stories because many people are living through horrific struggles.
We use raped on here or whatever, bullied, beat. But then you have those that
the soup you can.
Wish to be victims continuously. Oh. And we have those people on here too.
Is she talking about TM Cotton? See, I could not figure this out because I don't know anybody. So I'm like, who is she discussing? I don't know anybody from their world.
We have those people on here. There's creators on here
Violet.
that use that as a crutch. They know who I'm talking to. And those are sick, deranged people, in my opinion.
Yes, she does.
They love drama. They love drama.
So she's not.
They say sometimes when you work with people, it could be in a warehouse, a factory, it could be on YouTube, it could be wherever.
So she's not talking about anybody, but she's referencing a colleague on YouTube, basically, in all of her non-addressing, but addressing somebody. So it is a colleague from YouTube. We know that. Like, come on, people.
They say, they may say, why me? Why me? Why am I assigned this assignment? Why am I assigned this job?
Tiffany Murray.
Why me? Why me? Why me? Why are they talking about me?
Summerwell's community.
Yes, in the next hour, Cindy. Sometime in the next hour, they have to get a few things together.
She really
They just popped in and asked. So yes, anytime. I'm just going on with this. It was a surprise. But they have the victim mentality, right?
Oh, Cotton.
So they do not believe they are in control at all, or that they're not in control of their own success or their own failures, right?
You could be right, Cotton. I don't know any of that.
Yes, always me, the Priscilla. Thank you, YouTuber. Tell her I said thank you.
There's so many past relationships.
But they often feel helpless and without blame, though. Put on my red lipstick. Had I known this, I'd have done my hair up. Oh Lord, it's been raining all day. I got the frizzies today, honey.
What? You would have done your hair to talk to the PR guy of what? I mean, I guess because she knew it was going to get replayed, but still, like, this is not a celebrity. This is the parent of a missing child.
I got the frizzies. Yeah, we're Sebastian Strong here. Candy kisses, I adore y'all too.
Thanks, Cotton.
You want a brownie? Lord, I had no idea today, honey. I'll be looking rough today. I don't care. It is what it is today. Yeah, disrespect will not be tolerated. Y'all have to understand, I shoot straight and I shoot straight to the point. I think that's very obvious to everyone.
Ma'am, that it could not be. I don't understand where these people self-inflate like this. I'm sorry. I am very straightforward. Unfortunately, y'all know that. But this little dance thing, she's dancing around. She won't even address or say who she's talking about. But then she shoots very straightforward.
But allow me to do that and allow me to ask the questions, and y'all try to be respectful. Yeah, I think everybody kind of knows how I am here. Let's try to give our mods and everybody a break. I know. Look, I'll ask the tough questions. I'll ask them. I will let everybody have their opinions and everything. Let's just try to all be respectful. Okay.
What?
Let's just all try to be respectful, please. And Millie, if you see we need more mods or whatever, just go ahead and mod them. You know everybody. You know who. If somebody needs a wrench, just wrench them. You know.
Lisa Lulu, it depends on who it is. And I tend not to say channels need shut down, but then at times, if they're breaking terms of service, of course, the YouTube has to make, but I wish people would just do better.
Even if it's temporary, just for today. Justin, make sure also too, make sure Josh knows about this, and anybody that's on this case, make sure, they see this or whatever too. I know you will. Lord, I'm nervous, Rick. And AD's been on it too. So just make sure everybody knows about it. Because I know it's hard for them, like if they keep having to answer questions over and over.
We're over here hiding, you guys. Good morning. We're watching the BS
and everything. But yeah. But the victim mentality, they do not believe they're in control of their success or their failures. They often feel helpless and without blame. And they may believe others are deliberately out to hurt them when that is furthest from the truth.
She's got notes on her damn phone. You can see it in the reflection of her glasses. She's looking down at notes, y'all.
One who has the victim mentality is often looking for attention.
Look at it. You can see it in the, can you guys, here, let me full screen that. Can you see it? The reflection in her phone? She is. She's totally got notes on. This is the shit. Like, she was turning herself inside out.
Or sympathy, in my opinion. This is just my opinion.
Moment. What a shit show.
And I see that a lot here again.
Hey, Casey.
Like, I see there's one creator, and I'm not gonna call any names, but like there's this one creator that I always see, like they'll come into lives and they'll go, "Oh, I'm sorry I'm late. I just come back from the doctors." Or, "I'm sorry I'm late. I just come back from my parents taking them to the doctors." Or, "I'm sorry I'm late. I just got the same disease as my dog," or something to that effect.
By the way, you guys, I did put Seth's name in here in this one because I decided that Tony and Seth, like, I hope that Tony will see one of these streams. There's going to be 2 that I take him in because I don't want to bash him at all. And I think he's the parent, like he's very vulnerable. I get people are upset after last night, but I am trying to, this next week's going to be hard reviewing his words and stuff, but I'm hopeful that I think he's in just a huge mess. I really do. And I hope that somebody around him cares enough to help intervene in some way, shape, or form. Poor Sebastian.
That's unnecessary, in my opinion. They either feel powerless or they're conditioned. It's from a habit. I don't know. But it's simply having this victim mentality. And then they always want to blame other people for any circumstance that is happening in their life, even if they have to hate bond to do it. Hey, Bullhorn Betty.
Look at the creators come salivating in her chat. BHB's in there.
So if they have to hate bond just to Tammy, Seth and Tony Mathis is coming on. They just come in here and ask me out of the blue. But it's going to be within the next probably 30, 45 minutes. So I'm going on with what I'm doing, and then they'll come back in here.
Look at her.
So we're just preparing now. It'll be any time.
Preparing. This is preparing. You would act like she's going to the Grammys.
And I'm just going over what I was going to. I told them just to interrupt. I will. Okay.
I know, Moonpatch. Yeah. I'm just like, I'm hoping nobody on the internet's going to get through to him.
Okay. And Justin has a number there. Thank you. And whoever gifted a membership, One Shot, whoever got a membership from One Shot, they just gifted 5 memberships. Thank you.
Alex, I did.
Thank you for that.
Yes, KCG.
Hello, everyone coming in.
Hey, Self.
Tony Mathis and Seth is going to be joining us here in just a bit.
This is weird.
That was a surprise to me, and I told them just come on in when they get ready and let me know.
That's what I'm hopeful for. I'm really hopeful somebody intervenes.
But yeah, what is the benefits to that? Well, I'm just going to cut through some of this. What the benefits is from being a victim. The reason that they do that is many people, their mentality,
look at her,
the perks that come with being a victim, it's easier because they don't have to take responsibility. They get a lot of attention.
Don't forget, for those just coming in, this is her shooting straight. She's a straight shooter. There's no bullshit. You know how she works. She's so straight to the point. She didn't vet that was even Tony's account, which we find out later on last night that it was somebody trolling as Tony. They gave me my chat and said it. I was like, oh God. But they don't vet the information. And then this is her story time classroom. Like, this is her taking us to class about victim status and victim blaming. That's why the title is what it is, because this was her class on that. She even took notes for it, but she won't be transparent about who she's talking about. She's talking about somebody, but she's not talking about somebody, but she is.
That's the main thing. They get the sympathy, and they're less likely to be criticized.
Right, Bright.
They get what they want. People listen to them. They listen to their stories. There's always something interesting, right?
What?
Some kind of drama going on in their life. And guess what? If people is paying attention to them, that is love. People love them. And that's not necessarily true. It's just that they sympathize with them. They have a heart and they feel for them. And then that gives them a right to complain. And then let's talk about the payoff.
Thank you, Chico.
People give them things and money. And guess what? They don't even have to ask.
Lou.
That's the best part. They don't even have
Jen Lou. Oh, I'm so glad somebody else is irritated about that. That PI. Oh, and his team, all of the people that have been around him from jump. Like, how disappointing on all aspects.
Have to ask for anything, and they don't even they look like they're not even asking for nothing. Erica, thank you so much. Thank you for becoming a member. Thank you. Welcome.
Wayne, I haven't seen
Welcome
that.
To Smiley's World. Needle said, wind up, Smiley. Wind up. Mm-hmm.
Look at her.
Wind up. Smile around and find out. Smile around and find out.
What is this shit?
I got a piece of
these are grown adults.
Honey. I got a piece of mine. You got a piece of mine? YouTubers doing the work for sharing links.
What is this?
Thank you. Tar Heel for life. Let me see what Justin said. Hold on just a minute. Okay, he's sending me. Mm-hmm.
This was the beginning of last night's live, Chica. This is what happens before Tony and Seth. This is why the whole setup.
WSU, Mom Kim. This was just something that I was going to do.
Isn't WSU Mom Kim the troll? Isn't she a troll? Isn't that the one that did all the fucking fabricating in the Idaho 4 case. Am I wrong on that? Is it something else? Yeah, this is so freaking weird. Oh yeah, this is the beginning of the stream that everything went south on. So Tony comes in, a fake Tony account comes in the beginning of this, and it goes, oh, okay, wait, she still, she didn't leave. That's like a Steph situation, but then didn't leave, just is still here and still in chats. Like, what? Huh? These people insert themselves into high profile murder cases and horrible tragedies, and they're in chats.
Before, I'm not talking about anyone in particular. I was just talking about being a victim. And then I got kind of off track because Tony Mathis come in and he said him and Seth would like to come up here within the hour. And I told him that was fine.
However, it's not Tony, and she's falling all over herself, salivating on content, and all of the content farm freaking tragedy vultures extraordinaires are in the chat salivating over content. Yes, I was there. 100%. I was there. But I was there from the jump before any of this went on, and I didn't know that they were going to troll. I had no clue. I was just watching bullshit because she's been on my list to bring back on and highlight. And here we were. Here we were. Plus, she likes to talk shit about people I like at times and seems to do it over the weekend. So
that was not planned at all. And thank you, Christina. So I'm just kind of looking at the audience right now. I'm not speaking of anybody in particular or anything like that. I do little story times every now and then or something that may be useful or helpful. And this was one of them that I
tell you what, if I went to college and this was one of my professors, like I said, I'd ask for a refund, throw that book at the wall, and walk out. Refund. Like, you ain't teaching shit. You got notes in front of you to talk about being a victim. Like, I thought you covered true crime. I thought there was I
was going to do. Again, I wasn't speaking of anybody in particular. And then Tony just came in and told me he would like to come up with Seth. So I told him just come back and interrupt me, and I would just go on with my live. And then Justin has a number here. If you would like, just right there. If you would like to text him or anything, any questions there, he'll copy and paste it and get it to me, and I'll try to get some of those answered.
Alex, that's what I can't understand. I'm blown away by that. I thought that was exposed. I didn't follow it enough to know the ins and outs, but I thought she was exposed as doing horrific lying.
Because I am just like a nervous wreck.
I just recognize the name.
That's right. Playing the victim, getting sympathizers for money and trauma bonding, making people feel bad for them, etc. Exactly right. So the benefits of that is, and you also get what you want, and people listen to your stories. That's right. There's always something interesting going on. And like I said, you get money and stuff like that, and you don't even have to ask for it. People are always willing to help you, always, because you're pulling on their heart.
Is she talking? Was this originally supposed to be about Seth? Is that what she was going to do? And then she talks about like a YouTube colleague. I don't know who the fuck she's talking about, but this is so weird.
Heartstrings, right? You're always pulling on their heartstrings. People with the victim mentality, especially when it comes from past trauma or unconsciously, or they do it unconsciously also. They want validation. They want the validation and help from others. They play, again, the poor me card. And they always usually get it, the help. They usually always do. We all have our ups and downs, all of us. That's no secret. That's life, But victimhood can become part of a person's identity if we let it. It's a learned behavior.
Ma'am?
It's a learned behavior.
Really? Shocking.
And it can be changed.
No, say it ain't so.
But people who constantly blame others and situations for events in their life, that's not good. And it needs to stop. It needs to stop. Stop with the, it's not my fault.
Um,
You know?
is this
No, they're not, Cassie. They're not. Oh God. No, they're not.
look at her.
They're not, honey.
Look at this shit.
But stop with the, stop with all that, because life does go on, and life is what you make it. It really is. Life is what you make it.
Hey, Melissa.
Stop with, if my life is not good or not working, because you have to try your best.
Subconsciously.
Don't wreck someone else's life because your life is not working, or because you're jealous.
Ma'am, did you see what you posted to Katie on Mother's Day? Is this like self-reflection 101 with Smiley?
Somebody else, and you have nothing better to do.
This is so
work on yourself. Sometimes you get this martyr complex, and you're far from a martyr. Victim mentality can sometimes be confused with a martyr complex.
What?
Don't allow that. They're similar, but they're not the same. And there are differences.
I don't either, Chica.
Even if a comment or a statement was not made directed at them, they will absorb it sometimes as if it was.
Can you imagine if I made you guys suffer through real time?
Like, what did I do to deserve this?
Let me show you.
It's common for them.
Look at this. Watch this. Can you imagine watching it in real time? I got you caught.
When you play a victim, you can feel sorry for yourself, which may allow you to treat yourself better than you usually do. But you need to examine your own behavior.
I know. Dang cat.
You do. You act like, people act like with this mentality they haven't done anything wrong. And that could be furthest from the truth. Hold on. Thank you, Pines and Needles.
Me again this morning.
Church Mouse. Oh my God. Thank you. I don't know about that.
Can you guys hear all the sirens in the background? They're coming to take me away. Ha ha. Tori, her live was great. Her live was exceptional. Great job on that live.
I don't know about no magic now. I love y'all. Y'all are something else. Oh, Lord.
Right, Gothic? I put it back up, guys.
Baby kisses. I don't know. Trying to read y'all stuff too.
Oh, Donna.
Oh, good. I'm glad Terry, Lynn, and Charlie's here. Thank you, everybody, for being here and supporting. Thank you.
Hey, little Deb.
Trying to make sure I'm not behind. Lord have mercy.
Coming to get me.
Okay. Well, Seth and Tony are coming on stream. Yep, they are. There we go. Okay, it's moving again. Do not be nervous. I don't know why I'm so nervous. I don't know why I'm so nervous today. I don't know.
They're getting closer.
Sorry. Is there a cancer survivor in here? Oh, okay. Yeah.
Is there a cancer survivor in here? Oh, yeah. Okay. Like, what? What is happening?
Text your questions to Justin. That's right. Hey, Cher, thank you for coming over. Them brownies look delicious. I know. Lord have mercy. Somebody asked me, was they PGs? I'm like, no, but right now I about wish they was PGs.
We'll go to 175. There you go.
I'm just kidding. Oh, Lord have mercy.
I mean, she's
Homie G-Man. Hey, Robin. Hello, everybody. Thank you for coming in. Yeah, just don't allow yourself to be helpless.
Yeah,
you never reach your full potential as a human being too when you act like the victim.
So weird.
You just don't. And you lose so much.
Chico.
So you might need to take a step back and if you have this issue, literally just evaluate yourself. And you might even want to talk to a doctor about it. I don't know. I'm not a doctor. I'm just saying, if you have this problem, I'm not saying anybody does. I'm not a doctor. I'm just saying. So
what?
Yeah, that's just story time's over. It's just one of those things, y'all. I don't know. So we were just talking about victims today, but now I done got all nervous and stuff. The motto of the story is don't be a victim, okay? Because we got real victims out there. I don't know. So I'm trying to watch the chat and see who all's in here.
This flip-flopping, wish-washy, she obviously had the intent of dragging somebody with this and, like, shaming somebody with this, and then the fake Tony account comes in. She about falls all over herself trying to, rewrite not dragging Tony, and she is all up in arms, but she is avoiding who she's talking about. None of this makes sense. Like, this is so unbelievably cringe for no reason.
So I'm trying to look and see. So now we can just chit chat. Now we can just chit chat, y'all.
Oh, great.
So yeah, y'all. We were just Justin's questions for Seth. So yeah, okay. There's your questions right there. I meant there's a phone number.
Fucking ICU.
Does she support? Who is she? Does she
That
support
is
the team?
one nasty mom.
Are you talking about me? Do I support?
Smiley. This one on the screen right here, this ICU, take my word for it. You can go look. She is as dirty as they come, and she does all of their digging, harassing victims' families. She'll message people. She gets herself involved. She pulls backgrounds on people, releases it to them, including other creators when you're calling out their misinformation. She helps dox people. She hunts down the victims and their family members. She is something else. That's all that ICU right there.
Can you ask what? Hold on. Can you ask what sleeping aid that Sebastian took? As long as it doesn't violate HIPAA.
If you don't believe me, I got proof. There's email threads with her name on it, spreading my information around when Molly and those guys doxed me. I have a fucking bone to pick with that dumb bitch. But beyond that, tracking people like Jose down in the Summerwells case, tracking down and harassing people in Sebastian's story, Marvon's story, that's even more of a bone to pick. You're a dirty bitch.
I try to remember that. I even know that wrote down.
Absolutely. She's worse. I see Goose is still around.
Can I take a picture of Sebastian? You know what? I don't know how to do that. Let me, I actually do need to see if I can. Hold on just a minute, y'all.
But Molly's all pissed off at Justin because he was on panel with Cher the other night, and she ended it before she
named him. I can take one up. Is that what you just said? Didn't you just tell me to take one up? I don't know why I didn't say that. I'm sitting here going, I don't know how to. I don't know how to.
Good morning, everybody.
Yeah, I can take one up. Of course I can. I had one somewhere up there. I can take it.
Violet, that's still the best thing, though. I can say still today. Look at her. Look at her. Hurry. Gotta put her picture back up.
I don't have any tape, girlie.
Cares.
Let me go in here. I'll be right back, y'all.
Look at this. Oh, yeah, a one-way street. It would be long, though. It would be long for sure. Good morning, you guys. Look at her, though. She gets all excited and goes running away to tape on her wall. And by the way, you guys, those aren't actual 3D flowers. It's a background that you order and hang on the wall. No shade, but right, Bree?
I'm out of tape, but I gotta we'll just put this right here.
Look at this.
Where my tape is at.
She nails.
I don't know where my tape is, y'all. Anyway.
Look at this. Look what she just did. What? She's made thousands of dollars off of Sebastian's name. Thousands, I guarantee. 100%. And again, I have no problem with people earning money on social media the ethical way. No qualms. I don't pocket watch. I don't do that. Do your thing. I get people need to make an income. But it's how you do it and then shaming everybody over it and then claiming that you're doing so much. She has claimed to us so many times that she's printed off all these flyers, that she's done all this stuff, that she what? And then she goes and gets this little printout and nails it on her wall because she thinks his dad's coming on her panel. So this is her quickly acting like she cares. How weird.
What a mess. I should have had, like, I don't know if I could have put one up there.
That's awesome.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Wes. Nice to have you, sir. Nice to have you. I knew I had some.
Morning, Dragonfly.
I was so unorganized.
We're hiding over here this morning. Shh. I couldn't sleep, so I figured you guys could hang out with me on the porch this morning while it's still cool enough I can be out here.
Yeah, it was said he was taking a sleeping aid. Cause see, I was thinking he was taking either Whisperdone or clonidine. No, I didn't see you, brown eyed girl. What do you mean seeing you? Where did I see you at?
This is so weird.
Where was you at? Yes, please, everybody be respectful. I expect everybody to be respectful in here.
Donna, it does. It does. And I think people, they deserve to be compensated, but there's ethical ways of doing it.
Yeah, no, duct tape. I need some duct tape. I was just cleaning it up today, too. Yeah, Whisperdone. I think Whisperdone is generic. Clonidine. For some, I don't know why I was thinking clonidine. Clonidine is for blood pressure. But
a one-way street. I would ask, instead of doing that for me, if you want to do something, I think we're going to push for billboards to get more billboards up. So please save it so you can, again, thank you, but please save it and donate it towards billboards because I would like to get Sebastian's face out there in more places and help with that. And I would like you guys to do the same. So that is super sweet, but please hold it.
But it's also for sleep. Duct tape fixes everything except stupid. Can't fix the bed. Oh, God.
I would appreciate, yes. Thank you so much. Ghost Anon, because they were sending her questions to ask Seth when he came on. And that was one thing that they were going to try to clear up or wanted to know or felt they needed to know was
This
about
may be mine.
because he made the comment on Nancy Grace. They are trying to get him to confirm or deny the medication that Sebastian's on, you know, overstepping per usual on things that law enforcement would know and the public doesn't have any need to know.
Yep. Y'all make me laugh. Y'all make me laugh. I love sitting here reading all this.
No.
Yep, there's my email if anybody needs it. Mm-hmm.
Jen Liu, are you fucking kidding me? Who said that? Did somebody say that, or are you just asking? Because no, that PI, these PIs, I'm sorry, guys, and I know a lot of you like Trevor Lee too. I think he's got potential, but I can't overlook shit. I think so many people that are involved in this, and I hope he can pull back. I know he's young, but I think he could be really easily sucked into some shit, and it's not even done yet. Like, you guys, it's not even done. There's other people that they've been dangling shit over the head of too. But between the PIs, these people are cold calling victims' families out of Facebook groups. No, it is not. Oh, Jen Liu, I would love that to happen because those PIs are doing a lot of damage to families and they are far from professionals and people need to know about the PIs and creators on YouTube. Like, yeah, please do. I would love to hear your input on that.
Yep. Brownie is the snake. Brownie is the snake. It was Sebastian's snake. And that's the one that Chris got rid of all of the snakes and his snake Brownie.
Okay, so she's got brownies on her thumbnail, but she's saying that Sebastian's snake was named Brownie. Is there a correlation here? Like, read the room? This is so weird. So, what?
I'm nervous for this live too, so I'm right here with you.
She's nervous.
I don't know if I do better under pressure or not.
The air conditioner.
Maybe I do
already. Oh,
would that be wonderful if somebody come on here and announce he was live on here? Oh man.
I have a hard time because I call her Slimey's World. It's Smiley Stories World is her name. She goes by Slimy, smiley.
If we had good news, wow. I know. I just thought I would break them down. It's, it's not as easy to do. Well, for me, y'all know I can't be touching no buttons. But
Crush is amazing.
anyways, yeah, when you kind of break them down like that, it's, yeah, Cousin Trixie, I hope so. I hope so.
A one-way either or.
It's just sad all the way around,
It all helps.
Somebody said that they had the dogs with them.
If you want something to wear and you think that would help get his word out, or get his face out there, buy a t-shirt. There's nobody that profits in that at all. There's no profit for Katie. Katie designed the shirts. They are basically the cost of the shirt and shipping. So either way, or billboards to get his face all over, whichever you prefer is a wonderful suggestion. Whatever you are most comfortable with, I guess, is
at the park. I don't know. Yeah, y'all text your questions to Justin.
Crush is just
somebody said they're happy to see Tony. He's kind of hot. Hold on a minute. Who said that? Oh Lord, I gotta put that up there so Tony can actually see that if he does. There you
go. I fall asleep a lot to Crush's videos. I adore Crusha. She is truly, she is a genuine human being. Good human.
Go. Sherry said that. I'm actually excited to see Tony. He's kind of hot. So maybe you'll be seeing that. Ooh. Sherry. Oh Lord.
Wait, I'm actually excited to see Tony. He's kind of hot. Somebody's got to be trolling her again. Kyle and whoever it was that said he looks like an eraser had it spot on.
Okay, let's see.
The dude looks like an eraser. Hey, Tessma.
You have extra large colossal popcorn.
Good morning, Mom.
Good morning. Jay, where can I send a question? Justin has a list of questions at the phone number.
Hey, Gina.
I'm trying to get right here. Right there, babe. He's taking a list.
Jaded, it's amazing.
Yep. Well, if you like Mr. Clean look, y'all.
Allie, yeah.
You are hilarious, Smiley. I don't know about all that. Oh.
She's been through some.
Hold on. Hey,
her family. We connect on the Mormon stuff a lot. I love to hear her talk about it. Look at her. She's like, oh my gosh, somebody came home. I need to get him out of here. I need to control everybody be quiet. Shh. Act like you're not here.
Somebody just got home and I had to tell them I was having an interview so I could keep it quiet and get some fresh coffee here. Smiley needs some fresh coffee.
Look at her. He's doing great, Gothic.
Hey, Guidance and Debbie and Maggie and everybody.
Hey, Sama.
Lord have mercy, y'all.
Casey, he is a whole married
man. Every time Justin sends me this question, I think he's talking to me.
Married man.
Lord have mercy.
And he's not my
Thank you very much.
Cup of tea.
Y'all actually cleaned my room up today.
Yeah.
It was raining and I literally cleaned my room up today.
Allie, her and I connect over the Tim Ballard and the Mormon stuff. We both, that's how we found each other. You probably are the reason we found each other, actually. But yeah, she's amazing.
And I have a bunch of these new ones printed out.
Look at her.
That was made to me by Kate.
Somebody sent them to her.
The little ones where you actually.
So what is she going to do?
The smaller ones.
Set them on her desk.
So that was good.
Why did she put one of those on the wall?
You need a code. I don't think that would work. Somebody says telling me to go shirtless for this one. I know. When have y'all ever seen me nervous? I am never nervous. Never.
Look at her. This
Why am I so nervous?
Weird people. Good morning, Duchess.
I think Katie should have called Seth's job before Chris. Now that I agree with. I don't understand that at all. Hey, Andy. It's good to see you, honey.
Here nor there at this moment.
Good to see you.
It's here nor there. We're so beyond what people think they should have done and called to. Like, we are so beyond that, people.
Who was the interview with? It's with Seth and the PR guy, Tony.
Which they didn't vet. They didn't even fucking attempt to vet this shit.
Yeah, show some love and hearts for Sebastian. And everybody, I guess, if you're around the world or, you don't have to put exactly where you're at or anything. If you want to put where you're from, put where you're from. Today is today night? No, I think it takes place tomorrow. The vigil is tomorrow.
It's just a background. It's a plastic background thing that you order off Amazon to hang on the wall. You can put them on photographers put them on the rolls and pull them down or whatever for their backgrounds. It's one of those.
Let me pull that up. I'm trying to pull up that information. And
I
if
would
I'm
have
not
called Kyle
mistaken,
first before
I
anything.
think they changed the one address. I'm going to have to find, I need to ask them about that because I believe they changed the address because they got so overwhelmed.
Look at her.
Motorcycle ride.
So fucking weird. All in 1, 2, 3. That's what I couldn't understand. Like just this whole part. Watching this had my mind. Like I told you guys, I was texting people and being like, what the fuck am I watching?
Let's see.
What is happening here? And then the creators in the chat just wait. One of them pops on panel. Share. Cotton, if you're in here, sorry, I'm not going to be nice. And I know you, I don't know your situation in it, but I don't want you drug in the middle of it because of what I'm about to say. But what an opportunistic piece of shit. Good morning, Throat Glitter.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to get that address because I don't think I have the new address. But the bike ride is supposed to be tomorrow.
You can buy flowers like that at Hobby Lobby, and
I just don't know if they're going to start it at Rudders or not. But it is tomorrow.
You can get them on the Amazon.
I know it's probably showing, Robin. Oh my God, it's probably showing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's see. Here's my question: does it make sense to have?
Oh, is she live right now? Is Granny live?
If it can. Chris's narrative that he just walked out the door. Thank you. Yes, I do need to change my title. Hold on a minute. Hold on.
Oh, you did? Thank you, guys. This is so weird, though, watching this.
Oh, geez. Hold on. Let's see.
I wanted to watch this P.O. I'm sorry. I can't with this whole, like, Trevor shit. I just can't. I can't do it.
Hold on. How come it won't let me,
I can't give this shit a pass.
It won't let me change my title.
And I won't.
I think it did. Somebody see if it did. Let me change my title. Hold on. Forgive me not. Thank you for becoming a member.
Just wait.
Thank you.
This all
Let
like,
me change my title. I don't know.
Oh yeah, all in 1, 2, 3. Absolutely. Yeah, I can't overlook what Trevor's doing. I'm sorry. I just can't. Hey, just breathe. I can't. And it's really shocking to me to see people
I don't think it'll let me change my title right now. Hold on. Why not?
Him passes.
I don't think it'll let me change my title right now. Hold
on. YouTube creators have no business doing what he's been doing. I don't care whether you, and to see YouTube people take up for a creator and they're still being lied to. It's just unbelievable. Goes to those parasocial relationships. Oh, here's her audio issues. Listen to this. We got to fast forward because it goes and goes. She's trying to change her title and she's got a horrible echo. Look at how panicked she is, though. Here, let's slow it down to real time so you can see it. It looks the same in real time. Look at how she's all anxious. Okay, we got to go back to fast.
It's not going to let me change my title right now. I did from the YouTube StreamYard. I don't know what's going on. I'll do it when I get off of here, I guess.
She's so like.
I did from the YouTube stream.
She's just.
Hello, everybody. Hello, hello.
She's all but salivating. Throw glitter on it. That was
I'm super excited, but I'm nervous.
Great stream. I highly encourage everyone.
Yeah, hit that thumbs up, everybody. Hit that thumbs up.
This part right here is just wild to me. Wild to me.
Hey, Michelle and Lisa. Good to see everybody in here.
Because she thinks Tony and Seth are on Vic. It's just.
Yeah, I try to be fair. I do try to be fair.
Which
I want everybody to be good. And, you know, I try to listen and I try to be fair to everybody, no matter what.
Right. Oh, Duchess.
Yeah, yeah, even and I did. I try to be fair. I try to be good and kind with Chris and Don Wells. And as bad as he was cussing every breath, and I try to be fair when I'm interviewing and nice and kind and respectful. So no matter who likes who, yeah, Tony should be very refreshing, and Seth also, and so I feel like hopefully this will go good. Yeah, and a lot of people will stand behind Seth, and um, I mean it should just go good. I hope. Yeah, Don was pretty. Yeah, Don was pretty bad, but I was still respectful, and sometimes you just have to be that way, you know. Hey, beautiful sunflower. Yeah, I will, and I apologize, y'all. I tried. I'm not very good with buttons. I will try after. I mean, I will do it after my live. I will change my title after my live. Darn it. Thank you, Michelle. Yes, remember Sebastian is the main goal here, and we all have to work together. And Sebastian is what's important, and Sebastian is what matters. And what matters is what Seth wants. Okay? And that's what's important. Okay? I know. Off the record. I like that name. Off the record. And if y'all have any information on Sebastian, remember to call 1-800-TBI-FIND or 615-451-3838. And remember, if you see something, please say something. Please say something. Is there a topic, for example, updates or talking about that guy from TikTok or that name class? Jen, Tony just come in here. I'm not sure because Tony just come in here and he told me him and Seth wanted to come up here, and I'm going to change my title afterwards. So I have no idea. He told me they would be back within an hour. It's been almost an hour now. And I went on with the story that I was doing prior to that just to pass off time. And I have, thank you, Justin. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. And I have no idea. It's just as much a shock to me as it is to anybody. And for all I know, they could come up here and cuss me out. I have no idea, honestly. I really don't know.
Sorry, guys. I had to step away for a second and do meds for a little one. But what? Look how giddy she is. And what she is failing to see is she didn't even vet this.
I don't know. I don't know. I just don't know anything. But, I'm here just like everybody else. And I think it'll be okay. It'll be good. So,
yes,
we shall see.
I do.
I guess I'm just as prepared as anybody.
My mods, we talked about that earlier. Yes. My mods would have vetted it
Millie
instantly.
said, Trevor's the one who brought Sebastian to YouTube. He worked so hard keeping Sebastian's name out there. Excuse me.
See, this is right here is where it starts to get weird for me because it starts to be about Trevor is the one who brought Sebastian out to YouTube. Y'all, this is a YouTube creator. Good for him for bringing awareness to YouTube. I'm not going to take that away. But y'all are way too self-important in these cases. This is weird to me. All of it's weird. If you are, well, yeah, you can't tell any of them that though, Duchess. You cannot tell them that. Like, this is not even remotely. How cringe. I'm sorry. If anybody deserves or needs a thank you or accolades or anything from the parent of a missing child or to have your ego stroked for bringing awareness, like, this is fucking weird.
Trevor did. And
sorry.
I've always praised Trevor. And I always have good things to say about Trevor. And I always will have good things to say about Trevor. And
I've tried to be overly fair about Trevor Lee, but it is what it is. And he's had every opportunity to be honest with people, and it's still not there.
No matter what, I'll always stand by Trevor. And I'm sorry that any hard feelings ever on any side, felt. But I always stand with Trevor 100%, and he knows that. Thank you, Brown Eyed Girl. Thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah, I appreciate Trev being in here. Thank you for coming to support me, Trevor. Yes, we all love Trevor here.
Condoning what Trevor Lee
Dolly
is
and
doing is
PJ
condoning what
say
the lab is
his name
doing,
every
is
day.
condoning
Absolutely.
what Chris McDonough is
That,
doing. Like,
what's the tea
what?
with Trisha G became YouTube member? Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I appreciate that very, very much. Welcome.
Hey,
Welcome
T.
to Smiley's world. It's all good and Smiley's hood. Smiley loves you over here. Smiley loves you over here.
This is where
It's all good
I
and
don't
Smiley's hood.
understand creative.
Yeah, and Trevor is now here. Drop his link and y'all go sign up. I signed up for a year with him. I think it was 45 for a year, for a whole year or something like that. But I signed up
Melissa,
for a whole year.
yes.
Michelle, thank
We're
you.
seeing
Let's
that
make
happen
this
now.
teamwork, not a competition. That's right. Teamwork is the dream work.
What?
Teamwork is the dream work. And let's do it for Sebastian. Sebastian is the one that we need to do it for. Do not forget. Thank you, Sharon. Thank you so much, Smiley. You are the truth, never changes channel, and that is why you are so loved. Thank you, honey.
What?
That means so much to me. Thank you.
Are you
Thank
people
you.
okay?
I try to stay as truthful as I possibly can. Serenity 72, thank you. If people support Seth, then they need to support him, whether they agree with his choices or not. He is a desperate man just trying to find his son any way he can, and he is the only parent trying to find Sebastian. I agree.
Brianna, I'm talking way beyond the call. The call is the least of my worries. Seth leaked that call. We saw it last week. Everybody knew that Seth leaked the call last week. I don't know anybody that's shocked about that, but he's been involved in a lot of other stuff. There's a lot more going on.
I absolutely.
And he knows it, and he has done everything, and he knew that they were dangling this over his head. But because he's so okay with the narrative being pushed against Chris and Katie, that he sat back and watched his buddy, the lab, purposely, intentionally release the audio of Chris Proudfoot on the day of Chris's child custody case. This was all intentional as a narrative to be painted against Chris and Katie. And he sat back and allowed that to happen. I don't give a fuck his relationship with Chloe, the PI. Chloe, the PI, dangled Katie's trauma and weaponized Katie's trauma over her head on a fucking YouTube channel. Sorry, I'm not pissed at anybody. I'm just pissed about this whole situation. And then instead of getting out in front of it and being honest with people, he ducked his fucking tail, allowed them the opportunity to, quote unquote, as he claims, blackmail him. But there is more shit that he's been involved in. It is so beyond a phone call. And these people don't understand. Getting involved in people, complete strangers, child custody cases. We don't know what situations these people are in. Terry Lynn recording calls for these. Like, what are you people thinking? What if the outcome of that was the judge took some of these people? Like, hypothetically, what if the judge would have taken some of this information from YouTube and attempted to make a decision based on what the public opinion is, or even that weighed heavily into a decision about a minor child? It should never, but it's going to. One of these days, it's going to. We're going to have that happen. That kid could have been put in a like, there's just so many horrible outcomes that could happen from YouTubers overstepping.
Absolutely agree. I think I said it yesterday, or it might have been the day before. We can't tell Seth what to do. Seth is a grown man. We may not agree with him, but he's going to do what he wants to do. And we should abide by his choices. Because he's going to do it whether or not. That's like telling Smiley she can't do something, right?
Hey, B. Tim. Yeah, last week, oh God, I don't even remember. It was before the dog handler shit. We were talking about it, and we all knew that Seth, it's the only way it could have happened, and it was happening intentionally because, and then if you hear Josh, they intentionally set it up to release on the day of the court custody case. Seth got it to them not just him, the lab, to release, and requested that it was released on the day of Chris's custody hearing. And then him and his PI get up here and lie about it.
But it's his choice. It's his child.
Absolutely, they should keep the same energy.
But at the end of the day, you know, we all have opinions and we all have
So
thoughts.
dangerous.
And we all should be entitled to those. And I understand that
his
a lot
PI,
of people just don't want to see Seth taken advantage of. Not saying that he will or he won't. It's just, you know, to be fair.
the PI gave it to him, which rightfully, you know, again, clients. But here's where my problem comes in with the PI, because if you're just volunteering and you're not being paid, was their contract signed? First and foremost, I need to see the disclosure agreements. And was she contractually obligated, or was she doing it for drama? Because part of me thinks she did it for drama, just like going on this panel last night, just like all the panels she's been on. You know, she is a fangirl of T-Rev 757. If you overlook pieces of this, you will easily buy into the hype. But I'm sorry, so many of these YouTube creators have been so self-serving in all of this. It's absolutely disgusting.
And it's understood.
No, the lab didn't. He was requested to beat him by...
Did anybody check to make sure?
He was requested. They discussed a date, and it was requested for him to release it on that date. All things, that's what I would love to see. Like, was she under contractual obligation to release it to him or not? Like,
hey, Suzanne,
what their contract says. There could be, like, I think that's normal for her to release stuff to a client.
Somebody will get that paper out and start preaching again. Right.
And of course he can release it, but I think the comment about there's juicy.
Right. Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
That's not true, Lisa.
Absolutely not.
She got called out for that.
And I want to make sure that all the people on the ground that's searching, Terry Lynn, Charlie, CJ, any of those that are on the ground, people that I don't even know about, know that they are very much appreciated as well. That's not easy.
Multiple.
That is so not easy.
Let me explain this for anybody that doesn't quite know. The call was recorded by Heather. It's a call between Heather and Chris. The call was then sent to Seth, is what Heather originally told Terry Lynn. She initially blamed Terry Lynn in a post on Facebook about it also. That was edited and altered, and eventually Terry was no longer blamed for it. It was being released by multiple people. Seth got it and made sure that Nina got it, which is Chris's ex-wife, for her court hearing. It also sounds like Seth's mom was sent a copy of it. So it went from Heather to Seth. Yes, Tony got thrown in there last night, but then people corrected that and said Tony had nothing to do with it. He wasn't even involved when this call got released, which would technically be true if he's only been in capacity of 2 weeks. But then it was specifically handed to creators and asked to be released on the day of Chris's custody case hearing with Nina to paint a narrative about Chris and being horrible. That is kind of how it all went. And they knew, they went along with it. It was all intentional, even though they knew that Seth was holding things over people's heads and blaming people and they weren't getting along and all this shit. Instead of being honest with people and transparent with people, YouTube creators decided to continue to go along with this narrative that Seth was painting and do more damage to Chris and Katie. The creators helped Seth continue to do this.
You know, that's hard. And Terry Lynn and Charlie and them, they've been on the ground every single day. Rain, heat, woods, you know.
Yeah, Michaela,
out there pounding the pavement.
Seth's girlfriend, or whichever way you want to term it. I don't know if that's the term that they would use. His friends with Michaela. And that's another thing too. Like that's been kept quiet from the internet about him having a lady friend, which again doesn't mean anything. But if that was Chris and Katie, they would be drugged from here to everywhere over that not being disclosed publicly to the internet about him having a girlfriend and why is he hiding that and all this stuff. And Trevor got thrown in there last night about that. Sorry, guys, got to wash my hands really quick. some shady dealings for sure. We'll watch some of that unfold though. There's still more of this that's just frustrating, truly. Like Smiley's own behavior, and this is just disgusting. I'm sorry, guys. I'm trying to be quiet when I go in the house because they're all still sleeping. One's up, one little one's up, but the rest of them are sleeping.
And I just want to say thank you. You've not been unnoticed. You've not been unnoticed.
They would have drugged Chris from one end to the other.
Should be.
I think that somebody. No, I'm not talking about Brianna. No, hold on. You're talking about when they come up and say that, or Seth says that somebody sent it to his mom. That's not what I'm discussing. Seth's mom obviously had a copy of it too. I don't think it was before anybody else had it from Seth, but she definitely had a copy of it at the same time it went out to other people, but she didn't see it beforehand like Seth claimed.
Anytime now. Yeah, they're running on pain and adrenaline and no food, and they've been searching and passing out flyers, and yeah, nobody's perfect.
Drake, who threw the mud, Gina? The YouTube creators? You're right.
Absolutely.
We do. I didn't need this to happen to do that, though.
Absolutely.
I didn't need more bullshit.
Yeah, it makes me nervous too. It's kind of scary, but you have to go when you can go. Some people can go at night. Sometimes, yeah. Yeah. And I think his doctors told him, you better slow down, or, yeah, absolutely.
So they're acknowledging right here that Seth is going through a traumatic time and that the doctors potentially told him to slow down. So I want to point that out because she fully knows what she's about to do here. She is 100% on board with where this is about to head.
Yeah. Yeah.
A-okay with it.
I know. I was watching that night that the cop didn't want to come through the water. I mean, that was crazy. Yeah. I agree.
Oh, that was hysterical, Duchess. We watched that.
Yeah.
Oh, Gina. Okay.
Well, they had something I think they needed to take care of and do. So.
Oh, Gina, isn't it ironic how the flip-flopping? This actually makes me sad because honestly, this didn't need to happen at all. Like, this is so horrifying to know that there's just, yeah, poor Sebastian is all I continue to think is like.
Yeah, it's a lot.
How ridiculous is this?
Yeah, it's under Terry Lynn. Somebody dropped Terry's link, but it's just under Terry Lynn, and you can see her on all the time, and she shows everything she does. Yeah, you can make yep, you can make 6 of them. Yep, and they're the smaller ones, so you make 6 of them, and then yep, absolutely.
And I'm sorry, this whole like
it was sad on the cop's part.
Gross.
She even offered to have him his dry cleaning, and he would not.
The family of a missing child to me is more important than a YouTube creator. Yes, don't let him lie on you. But for him to continue.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Can you drop a link for Charlie too? Somebody, because Charlie's out there too, and he shows his as well. Somebody drop a link for Charlie's.
He does. Sorry, I'm talking over here because she's just babbling.
Because they're local and they go out every day.
Good morning, Betty Boop. Oh,
and
absolutely.
Much appreciated.
Look at her. She's getting all panicked. So fucking weird.
There we go. Hold on. I'm trying to see. Absolutely.
I just don't even understand.
I think they've searched Mississippi, but that'd be something to ask. I know that they've searched probably. I know that I think Terry has been up in Mississippi.
We're gonna fast forward.
I don't want to speak, but I think she.
I can't take any more of her just falling all over.
Terry ain't gonna let me down. He can come up. How about that? T-Rev gonna come on Smiley's channel.
Good morning, y'all.
Look at you. Those voices.
Hi. It's not a troll.
I know, it's fine.
Or am I? Or am I?
No, you're not. Hey.
So no brownies? Because like I'm starving Marvin at work, and that is a delicious looking icon, my friend.
No brownies. I wish.
Bam.
Thank you, just a girl. No, I wish.
Why-
Okay, so they came in your chat and said that they'd like to come up on here
Yes.
in your chat. Okay, so what do you want to get? What do you want to get out of tonight, Miss Smiley? Like, what do you hope to get out of tonight if they come on here? Which they probably will. I don't think they're probably just getting ready, maybe having dinner or something, whatever.
Yeah, he said it'll be about an hour because they had to do something, but he said him and Seth would like to come up here.
Well, that probably will be. Okay.
I love all these creators who hop on these panels thinking that their name is going to be in the replay and they're going to get clicks and views off this. This is all this is. This is content farming. This is sub grabbing. This is self promotion. This is how people do it. They see potential of a show that people are going to replay and potentially get out there. And this is what they do. As soon as that link is dropped, people start hopping up because they want to be in the replay and people to be like, oh, that's smart. Meanwhile, most of the creators that popped up last night, I was like, it's better to watch paint dry than listen to you mofos.
So what do you hope comes out of tonight?
What
would you like?
I don't know. I was kind of surprised. I just I don't know. I don't know why I'm so nervous because I never am. But
well, don't be nervous because you make people comfortable talking to you, and you know they came to you. So screw the haters that are going to say whatever, tragedy pimp, whatever. They came to you. So just just think about what you would like to,
Man, people are upset about the word tragedy pimp. I don't typically use the word tragedy pimp because everybody is discussing a tragedy truthfully, and it just doesn't really fit the situation. Misinformation, cronies, bad actors, all of that absolutely fits. But at the end of the day, we're all discussing a tragedy. So that's kind of a broad term. And I think people get really caught up in the use of these terms and miss the bigger picture here. And start becoming tragedy pimps themselves.
I'm sure you got your questions going. I know, I'm curious. I know everyone's saying the medication name, but I didn't know, is that like separate from the sleep medication, or is he on that Risperdal or whatever it's called and a sleeping medication? Like, I just don't know. I'm confused by that.
Yeah, I don't know because like my son now, he took the Risperdal also, and so he took clonidine as well for sleep, which lowers your blood pressure and makes you sleepy. So I don't know if he took both or not.
Right, because I'm familiar with the drug everyone's saying to me, but I've never knew it to be just a sleeping medication. There was with always other medications to help with sleep with people that I know that took that kind of medication. So I was just curious because when you say something like OD on sleeping meds, well, what does that mean? Is it melatonin? Because that's next to impossible to OD on.
Yeah, no, not, it's a script.
So or is it a prescription sleeping medication that you could do damage? Or was she doing like, I don't know, NyQuil on her own or Benadryl on her own or something like that? I don't know. I'm just asking because that's what's out there. So I'm just curious. What's the sleep aid?
Yeah, probably the most dangerous thing would be the clonidine because it's a blood pressure medicine and it lowers your blood pressure. Did she give him too much and make his blood pressure too low, or double dose, or give him something else?
So that one part from the Nancy Grace interview that shouldn't have been there, according to Seth and Tony, and now they're continuing to run with it and make it into a big, huge issue. Meanwhile, they don't even know if he was on medication or not. Truthfully, it's none of their business, but they're going to make a whole thing into it. Okay.
On top of it,
maybe. See, I just wish that honestly wasn't even out there. I do think that's where Nancy Grace kind of messed up. Like, because to be honest, that is hearsay, right? You're asking Seth, what's your opinion? Well, that's like taking any of us and saying, well, what's your opinion? Oh, okay, well, I think Smiley gave him too much melatonin. And then it's being broadcasted on Nancy Grace of all people. So I just wish, like, I know he has his thoughts and opinions and he sure is entitled to it, but I do wish that Nancy Grace didn't do that to Seth, because Seth is going to take all the heat now for that because he said it, but that wasn't supposed to be aired. Like, I love Nancy Grace, but yeah, Seth is in chat. Justin told me to tell you.
Okay, all right, cool.
I'm going to hop down.
Okay, thank you.
Yep, bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you, Ginger Snap. I got it.
Here they go.
All right. So here we go. All right, let me get the invite thing.
Here they go.
Okay. Thank you, Ginger Snap. Okay, there we go. All right. Hey, Seth. How you doing, Seth? Uh-oh. Link got dropped. Sorry.
Look at this.
Let me put it back down there.
Here we go. Here we go. Like, what? What a shit show this is. Just so you guys know, I am here. I'm just sitting here.
Okay, I dropped the link again. It looked like he was outside. It looked almost daylight where he was at.
And people were already in the chat taking up for Trevor Lee. So we saw that. She pinned a comment already about Trevor Lee. So we know that this was already starting. Like they were already on it.
Okay, everybody. Let's see.
Yeah, notice the trees.
Putting the link out again. I'm sorry, y'all.
Trees.
All right, Seth. So if he gets that, he can come back up. Sorry, he might. I don't know what it's doing.
Look at her pumping her merch.
Yeah, everyone
Her
can have
merch
their own
up there.
opinions and everything, but please be
Fine.
respectful. Everybody, please be respectful and show respect.
Show respect. Meanwhile, she just drugged Tony. Oh, yeah, it was already brewing. Yep. They were filling the chat with stuff about Trevor versus.
It's 2:30 in Maui. Hey, Maui. Hey, turn the page. Hello, everybody. Thank you, everybody, for being here. I appreciate that.
Just breathe.
Thank you so
for being
much.
here.
Hey, Annie, thank you for being a member. Thank you. I appreciate you so much. I appreciate all of you. Thank you all for being here. Every one of you. Tomorrow is a busy day with the ride and the vigil.
These people are so.
Tomorrow is a busy day with the ride and the vigil.
Man,
Yeah, tomorrow is a busy day. Absolutely.
shit's weird. Oh, I'll take
Absolutely.
the screen. Sorry.
Who said? Renee said, I had a strange feeling you're going to say, I didn't say anything. Is T-Rev coming up? I don't know what is going on. Something is strange going on. I thought T-Rev said he was coming up.
Something strange, really,
don't know.
because you didn't vet or even attempt many of your
Okay, hold on.
mods who are
The
creators.
Seth that was on Page's talking had just Seth. It ran work at PI address from Colorado. Oh, that wasn't Seth? Oh, I think, yeah, because it showed he was outside.
Excuse me, what? The Seth that was on the page talking had just said, I ran it at work. That PI address came from Colorado. The IP address, they're running people's IP addresses from chat. What? What?
So I dropped it again. If he is, that is the real Seth account, they said. Okay. He's probably having a connection problem.
Visual. They can't say visual at all.
Have Dolly come up. Have Dolly come up. Oh my God. Is Dolly in here? I'm sure he is. Me and Dolly's going to be asking up here. I'm going to say, Dolly, because I always wanted to. I always wanted to call in and say that. I can just say it face to face. And then me and Dolly can both go, where's the baby?
How gross.
Now I'm going to say, where's Tony? And he can say, where's Seth? I'm famous now. Famous for being stood up. What the hell's going on?
Famous. I'm famous now.
Lord have mercy. Green eyes. Green eyes. I may have to get you back up here again, buddy.
Oh, yeah. Sounds like a great.
Lord have mercy.
That sounds like a great person.
Seth is saying, hold on a minute. Wait a minute. Hold on a minute. Trev is an amazing person. Wait a minute. What did I see? Trev is saying.
What up, Truth?
Wait a minute. Where are we at? Hold on. I see something about Trevor. No.
I don't fucking understand it. This is just gross. The salivating over
God, somebody. Where's that?
having a father of a missing child.
Where's Tony? Yeah, where is Tony? Oh, we got a fake Dolly too? What in the world is going on? Oh, hey, Smiley. This is slow mode sucks. Okay, wait a minute. Hold on. Hey, Smiley. This slow mode sucks, but what is this stuff? Did you know that Trevor Lee is a slime ball? And he leaked the audio file Chloe request. Oh, my Lord. This is not Seth. That's not Seth.
That's the actual Seth, but they can't even vet that.
That is not Seth. Somebody tell me, is that Seth? That's not Seth.
Sounds.
That is not Seth. Lord have mercy, honey. Lord have mercy.
Was she really APRN?
Okay, hold on a minute. Hold on. Where is
Get better.
That is Seth?
Revival, right? You guys
are you kidding me? Seth, come up here.
Hey, Tammy. Where does the brownie come into play, Duchess? Who is the brownie? Why is there a brownie thing? I don't know the Summer Will,
Seth, please come up here.
so I don't know these people that she talks about.
Eileen,
Hi, Seth.
see,
Seth.
right here in front of Beach High School, in front of my son's high school. Of course, it's me, Trevor Lee. You slimy little slime ball.
Ho, 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 ho. Seth, what's going on?
I mean, the man said what he said. And maybe some of you should pay attention instead of paying like undue respect to a creator that's still lying to a lot of you. But
No.
and even if you know the story, how fucking can you condone the shit?
Chloe, I asked her to step back because she was leaking stuff. I know what you
And I will say again, Trevor isn't the one who leaked the audio. I know that. It still doesn't matter.
don't got me in the show yet, but she was leaking information.
You are in the show.
Oh, I am in the show. My bad.
You are in the show. You are in the show. Hold on.
I figured I was still backstage talking to you, Smiley.
No, you're in the show. You're in the show. Mic drop.
They're
Mic
sped up.
drop.
Pretty much.
Let's
Yeah,
slow this down.
Chloe leaked. Chloe gave the audio file to Trevor Lee, knowing full well that I would take the blame because I'm the person that does that.
That's not what happened. Heather even said that that's not what happened. And he instantly comes up to deflect. We know that. Again, try to take into account, and I'm not asking you guys to overlook everything, but try to take it into account. This was known last week already that he leaked the audio. I don't know how people even are questioning this. Seth leaked the audio. It was stated last week. It was stated that it was being held onto for a specific date, which was the date that Chris went to court. This was all intentional, but they're all deflecting off of the fact.
And then I did my own investigation to find out where it was. He sat there and leaked it off the podcasters and everything else, and then wants to get all uppity because I won't let. Hi, Smiley. I won't let my PR person sit there and defend Chloe. Who the hell does Trevor think he is to sit there and tell somebody that's working for me to do something?
Smiley, I'm sorry, hon. I don't know who you are, and I don't know whose profile that is, but it's not mine. I've been with Seth all day.
Look at these two. Look at the smugness of them. You can't overlook that. You just can't. You can't. But at the same time, Trevor had opportunity to come out and be honest with people, and instead he remained silent and let his buddy, the lab, release intentional audio to paint a narrative about Chris Proudfoot on the day of a child. Like, you can't overlook this shit, people, and give passes for this, because truly, if we want better for the victims, you should acknowledge that YouTube creators way overstep their boundaries. Put your personal bias aside for your like of YouTube creators. If somebody got involved in your child custody case, meanwhile you have a child missing, I would hope that you would have a problem with it. When I gave you that hypothetical yesterday about Molly, it's because this situation has been brewing and brewing and brewing. And people have been, Terry Lynn recording calls to get to Nina. All of this shit. Now you know that these people intentionally released that call on that day for a reason, Seth included. And these creators went along with pushing that narrative. And then the lab even took it a step further and brought Chris McDonough and a Dr. Gary on, who are considered experts in their fields, and built a foundation of misinformation and lies to paint a narrative about Chris and Katie and give an analysis on misinformation. Put it all into play. Put your like and dislike of creators away. These are families going through horrific events. There's a missing child.
Y'all didn't say you were coming on my channel.
Somebody was out there saying that we were coming on the panel. That Tony said that we were coming on. We've been out here riding around all day.
Oh.
Checking out places for searching and everything else.
Oh, okay. So I got like almost 1,700 people in here.
Mic drop. Sorry about that.
Okay, so I want you to know that I love Trevor, and
hey, I tell you what, I'm sorry. I thought he was a great person too. But after I saw,
I think both things can be true. I think Trevor Lee can be a great human being. I think he can be a young kid that doesn't quite understand the reality of some of these situations. I think it's fair to acknowledge that he's done great things for previous cases. And I also think it's fair to acknowledge that he stepped way out of bounds on this one and has way overshot what he should be doing because of his own personal vested interest in this case. I'm not shading him for everything he's done. I'm not going to take it away from him. I'm not going to say that he doesn't have potential. I'm saying the reality is what it is, and people need to stop ass patting this kid, and he needs to realize the long-term harm he could have done and had a hand in doing to a family going through a horrific event.
I got so many snakes that were in my group. I'm still cutting heads off. And it came as a shock to me. It came as an absolute shock that this man, I can't even call him a man, that this individual would sit there and lie to my face and then sit there and put out lies to begin with. And now he want to go out there whenever I'm in a podcast or whatnot, and nothing about Sebastian. No, nothing about my son. You know, all about Chloe and her little clique. You know, when I asked her to
talking about when Trevor went on Granny's
step back, she took almost all the searchers with him. And now people are like, oh, it was like a slap to my face. They don't know why I asked her to step back. But I asked her to step back because she's a private investigator trying to be a SAR person.
Okay, so he says that about, we don't know. Thank you, Bree. Bree says, I know he has no hair, but for some reason I expect to see greasy, sweaty hair dye running down his Tony's face. I wonder where that idea comes from. The Just for Men commercial. The Just for Men commercial. This is, and Seth instantly is lying, but people won't grab, this is so messy.
You need to get out of the field and get back to doing private investigation, which she wasn't doing. She wanted to vet everybody. Like everybody. Like, I want to know, you know, what size foot they were when they were born. And it's like, you know, I will accept help from anybody to find my son. And people are taking my good-hearted nature and just...
Look at the trees in the corner, okay? Pay attention to the trees in the corner. Ready? There you go. There's the trees. There's the Chris account, okay? That's not Chris, by the way, but they will try to twist that here in a moment.
Trampling all over it, and it's going to bring out the negative part of me that don't give a flying. Smile
Seth,
around and find out.
You're pushing away everybody that's trying to help you.
Trevor.
Oh, I'm sorry. Is that him himself? You know where I'm at, Trevor. Why don't you just go ahead and step out of Chloe's house and come on over, boy? And I'll show you what a man does.
Oh,
Step.
You're really helping find Sebastian doing this.
Hey, why you say...
Okay, and this is unnecessary. There was no need for any of this to happen. Truthfully, no need. I get defending yourself, but time and place. Just wait. Did you see the trees? Hold on. Let's go back here. Here, I'm going to play that again so you guys can see the trees.
Eileen,
Hi, Seth.
see? Right here in front of Beach High School. In front of my son's high school. Of course, it's me. Trevor Lee, you slimy little slime ball.
Ho, 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 ho.
Okay, now you saw that again. Now let's go back to these trees. When he pops up, because there's one more time that they pop in. Okay, so there's Trevor Lee. Watch these trees. I think it is Tony trolling as Chris.
And just trampling all over it. And it's going to bring out the negative part of me that don't give a flying. Smile
Seth,
around and find out.
You're pushing away everybody that's trying to help you.
Trevor.
Oh, I'm sorry. Is that him himself? You know where I'm at, Trevor. Why don't you just go
Yeah, they're not the same trees that are behind Seth, but just wait.
and step out of Chloe's house and come on over, boy. And I'll show you what a man does.
Oh,
Step.
You're really helping find Sebastian doing this.
Hey, why you sitting there changing your face? Hey, what? Can't spend the time looking for summer no more, right? You want to say where I'm at? You see where I'm at. You don't know what I'm doing.
What are you doing? What are you doing?
What are you doing? Why?
I genuinely think it's Tony. Yeah, I think it was Tony trolling as Chris. I do. I think that.
Why are you on this panel right now?
Why don't you go ahead and tell
Don't you
the world how many
ever,
times that I
and
took
I
your
will
call
let
at
this be
midnight and listened
publicly
to you cry
known.
about your son? How
You,
many times-
Chloe, your whole team does not have my blessing to use my name or my son's name to ask people to search on their property. Like you have a contract with me. Trevor, you need to go home, boy. This is...
Okay, I find that to be a little odd, though, because why would you care if they're using your name or your son's name and getting permission to search on properties? Like they're actively out there searching. So again, I'm not going to discredit people searching because that says a lot. So kudos to people who are attempting to find Sebastian and search. Meanwhile, a lot of them, like CJ, the rest of them have been live streaming. I will give credit to Trevor where it's due. He's not doing that. He's not doing that at all. That's why this is so hard for me, because I told him to get in front of this shit. But here we be.
Is out of your league.
Is it?
And so many people have said, There's nothing to get in front of. He's doing fine. He's
Because if I recall, I'm the one that's
Yeah,
trying to
is
put
it?
up
Because
flyers
if I
for
recall, I didn't ask you to respond. I told you to get off the panel, boy. This is
Oh,
my
if
son,
this was
not
Seth- if
yours.
this was Seth's
My
panel, I
son,
would.
not
You're making
yours.
a joke of
My
this guy's
son.
case.
This is Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers.
And Trevor says to him, "You're making a joke of your son's case." Well, that might be true. That's still not his choice. He's a YouTube creator. Yes, he can be an advocate. Again, not taking away from him, but that's his son at the end of the day. And he has the right, whether we like it or not, to make this case a complete shit show, whether we like it or not. This is why it's so important for vulnerable parents to have ethical creators who surround them from jump. But you have PIs that have surrounded themselves who are cold calling victims' families off of fucking Facebook, associating themselves with goddamn internet content creators all for fucking content and views. And they have this little circle jerk of, well, here's my buddy who's a PI, and here's my buddy who's a PR, and here's my buddy who's this. And none of them have the vested interest of the family at heart. They all have some self-serving narrative, and it is what it is. And I'm not saying that about everybody, because I have to take huge kudos to Duchess and Clue for offering Chris and Katie a safe spot to land. Nobody has done that for Seth. Duchess and Clue have been a bright side in this entire shit show, whether you like them or not, because they've allowed Chris and Katie to explain Sebastian to us, and we've gotten to learn about Sebastian. I appreciate that so much.
I named him.
And beyond that, they've done great things to help the family.
I named him Sebastian. I named him Drake. I named him Wayne. I named him Rogers.
Of
That's
course you did,
my
because
last
his mom was
name.
underage when
Take
you met
your
her.
Trevor Lee ass and fuck off, dude. You want to literally? This is my goddamn son.
Seth,
And he's right there. He's right there. I'm not going to argue with him. It is his son. And whether we like it or not, whether we like how they're acting or not, we have to take ourselves out of this. This is not for us to decide. He is a vulnerable man in a very bad position who has a lot of trauma in his past. We're seeing that fight or flight. I'm not giving him passes. Again, it's just acknowledging the reality of this situation. And I'm not about to kick a man who's already on the ground, flailing around, looking for help, and nobody around him gives a shit enough. And the one group that he needs to associate with is law enforcement and true victims advocates and locals who really have his best interest at heart, because these YouTube creators do not.
Seth.
Hey, happy. It's good to see you. He is Katie's son. Yep.
Oh my God.
He is absolutely Chris and Katie's son too. He absolutely is. And they would have drugged Chris from one end to another if he would have acted like this. And now they're all turning on Seth. This should have never been a side to choose from the jump. There's no side. There's a lot of trauma. There's a lot of history here. And creators did the most in this. And then they can't get their teeth out of it, and they get their feelings hurt and don't have boundaries and respect. Sorry, but if the family members of a missing one ask you to step away, you step the fuck away, whether you like it or don't. Sorry, it might be an ego bruise, but you have to.
Trevor, you okay? Well, that went well. That was a good move, AB. You're right. I wonder if I can. Hold on a minute.
Some content.
Hold on, Cher. Hold on. I mean, you're fine. Let's see if I can get him back up here. Can I get him back up here? T-Rev, can you call him and see if I can get him back up here? Tell him Trevor's gone. Can somebody get him back up here? This
has been here all along, and they decided to help this man who is showing his ass, this man who they've all helped paint a narrative for against Chris Proudfoot. He's doing all of this publicly, showing his ass, and they're going to still attempt to paint a narrative against Chris, while meanwhile overlooking that they helped this very man who just showed his ass, lied to everybody. They gave him grace and helped him weaponize stuff to attempt to do what to Chris and Katie? What? Hurt them further? People don't want to look at the reality of this. These creators helped Seth target Chris and Katie. That's the reality of this shit. They helped Seth target the mother of his child. Because of what?
Hold on. Sorry, Cher. I mean, you can talk, but this didn't go over very fucking well.
Doesn't matter what we like. Sadly, this is a
hold on a
shit
minute.
show.
Hold on just 1 minute.
And they knew that he was.
I gotta think. Cher, I'm sorry. You could stay up here, but I gotta think just a minute, y'all. Just hold on a minute.
This has been Seth. It is, Tara. It really is.
Oh, Lordy, just hold on a minute. I can't even think who I'm trying to. Somebody call Seth. Y'all know who I'm talking about. Somebody call Seth. I need him to come back on here.
This isn't any different than what we've been seeing from Seth. I don't know how people are confused by that. Maybe I'm not. Maybe it's because I've kept my opinions, even though I have been very level-headed about, no, I don't think they're involved. I still don't think he's involved in the disappearance of his son. I have questions. I have a lot of questions. But this is how, like, you can't do the things he's been doing actively, intentionally, with creators' help to his ex-wife, Katie, the mother of his child who is missing. You can't do the things he's been doing and be a decent, lovable, wonderful man that they've portrayed you to be to everybody for the last how many months now? This has always been here. I don't know how people are just seeing it. Just because we've given grace doesn't mean that this hasn't been here. This has been here all along. If you ignore the fact that he has been intentionally releasing stuff and doing things to harm Chris and Katie all along, this is right here. Seth is helping it. Yes, he is. Seth is absolutely helping create sides. I disagree with that. Sorry. Seth is absolutely intentionally creating sides.
Okay. I'm so sorry, Trevor.
No, I'm sorry I came and did that. The panel's not the place, but
and yes, although I still will say I do not believe that there's evidence at this point in time that any of them harmed their son, including Seth. I cannot. It is what it is. Like, I'm just being truthful. I'm not doing this to smash Seth, so please don't take it that way. But not acknowledging the truth is how we get into situations like this, and people are still lying.
The past 2 weeks behind the scenes, people don't know the amount of things that have been said to me by that man and the man standing beside of him. And I've sat back and said, this man is a grieving father, and I've tried my best to give him the benefit of the doubt. But that stupid PR person sits by.
You tried to give him the benefit of the doubt, meanwhile continuing to allow them to weaponize this stuff against Chris and Katie when you should have just came out and been honest from jump. Truly, there's no excuse here. I'm sorry. You intentionally remained silent to protect Seth while allowing him to attempt to harm Katie and Chris further. Why? You didn't have to expose him, but you should have been honest with everybody because it would have saved a lot of smearing of Chris and Katie.
And tells me that I need to leave the case, that I haven't done anything, that he's here, he's going to get information, he's doing all this stuff. All the people who care are being thrown to the side. I get it. I know he's going through a lot. He should.
And I'm sorry again, the whole weird, like, everybody that cares is being thrown to the side. You can care about these kids. You can absolutely be an advocate. You can get involved. But if you're this emotionally attached and this emotionally invested and have lost sight of what the goal is, and you've been helping paint a narrative against Chris and Katie intentionally along with Seth, you need to step back and realize you're part of the problem, not the solution, because you and your buddies like Josh at the lab have intentionally helped weaponize things to harm Katie and Chris, who are the parents of a missing child. That missing child you claim you care about.
Tell you guys how many times I took his call at midnight to listen to him cry because he was venting about his case because nothing made sense and he was mad at the whole world. Right. I've done nothing but try to find his son, and I don't deserve an accolade for it. But don't come in here and scream at me and call me a slime ball and try to take away my credibility for the things I've tried to do since the day that his son went missing.
And I'm not going to try to take away Trevor's credibility. I think he has done amazing things to help a lot of people. I think he's got great potential. But the reality is what the reality is, and I'm done with the ass pats. I'm sorry, but
I get that, Trev.
But I'm sorry your panel was not it, and I'm going to get down and you can do what you want your show.
I do still appreciate him coming to me when I was getting blamed for him leaving YouTube, but that wasn't the case back then. And
should not have done that.
No. And I apologize. And I thought he knew he was on here. And I want you to know that I do back you. And I'm sorry. And I do want the world to know that I back you. And don't ever think any different, hon. Okay? Because I always said from day one, I believe you'll be something. And I still mean that with my heart. And this has really tore me up. And now
both things can be true. You can believe in Trev. You can absolutely think he's a great human being, but you can also acknowledge that he way overstepped on his boundaries and helped to intentionally harm the parents of a missing child. You can also acknowledge that, and you should be. Am I off on what I'm saying? Am I wrong in my not giving Trevor accolades here? Is anybody understanding what I'm saying? This is so weird.
Now that you've had your say, just keep doing what you're doing. And I do want him to come up here so I can speak with him and say what I need to say. And if he's watching, I hope he's man enough to come back up here and let me continue this with him.
I hope any family out there, please do not bring on. I'm not talking about.
And again, I understand that Nina's friend reached out to him, but how do you think Nina's friend figured out that Trev Lee would be the one? Because Seth, like, you guys, it doesn't matter. You can't take Seth out. You can't take this. All didn't just work out. You heard Trev say himself, Seth would call him at midnight. This was all intentional. This is every bit of it's intentional. And I will not overlook what Trev has intentionally helped do to Chris and Katie. Sorry, I'm not going to. I'm not giving any passes. I think the kid's got potential, but he fucked up majorly and lifelong impacts of some of the shit he's done.
So talk about Tony. Do not bring him onto your case. Tony has done nothing but cause problems. Seth, it was so much different. His team was all about finding Sebastian before this. Tony has caused so many issues. He has been blackmailing me for about a week, threatening to put out that I released that audio call, which I did not. Seth pushed it out, but they've been blackmailing me, and that's why I've been able to say anything. And I finally have this week, and this is what happens from it. I'm not going to be silenced and blackmailed over something I did not do because they don't want to take credit for it. If they're scared of Chris and they don't want him to know they released the call.
Silenced and blackmail. I really hope that they use that, because dangling things over your head is considered blackmail. But when Chloe did it to Katie, it's considered a threat to Chloe. When Chloe weaponized and dangled Katie's trauma over her, it's not blackmail, it's poor Chloe. But when it's done to you, it's blackmail. I hope that they used terms like that and there's actual proof of being blackmailed, because it's interesting how, once again, Chloe's the victim, but you intentionally helped weaponize stuff against Chris and Katie, including her fucking horrific life and situations that the internet had no business knowing. And Chloe dangled it like a fucking carrot in front of everybody on Web Sleuths. And you were okay with that. Poor Chloe, right? Poor Chloe. Chris said he was going to slap the shit out of her with a cease and desist. Poor Chloe. The PI who is okay in not vetting the people she associates with either and allowed an RSO. I mean, she didn't have a say, I guess. So I won't give her that. But miss me with the fucking poor shit here.
Then don't release it. They pushed it out. They pushed that call out. I did not. And I'm not going to be blackmailed because they want to have some sort of issue over me. I'm here for Sebastian, and I'm here for Summer since he wanted to bring that case up. I'm here for all the kids and all the families that I work with, but I'm not going to sit here and be run over, because what I'm trying to do is bring these kids home. That's all I've been.
I'm not going to be ran over. Sir, you're a YouTube creator and a victim's advocate, right? You need to know your lane. You shouldn't have got yourself mixed up in it to begin with and helped him paint a narrative, because everybody saw the writing on the wall that you would be one by one tossed under the bus. And it's not done yet.
Been trying to do.
Absolutely. And I get that. Absolutely. Absolutely, Trev. Absolutely. Okay, Trev. Thank you, hon. And you take care of yourself, okay? Boy, smile.
Again, it's nothing personal against this. I've given him lots of benefit. It is what it is.
He's never been lost for words. Seth, if you're watching, please jump back on my panel. Please, Seth. Seth, I expect you to please, I'm going to tell you like I have everybody else.
I expect you to.
Jump back on my panel. I don't care who Tony knows, if he knows me or not. Right now, fuck Tony. I need you.
PD, well, I guess according to YouTube, if you just say it, you are, I guess it is. I'm not an advocate. I'm an asshole. I'm an expert asshole with a YouTube channel. I am not a victim's advocate whatsoever. I advocate for victims to be treated better by YouTube creators. I advocate strongly for that. But I'm not a victim's advocate, not even remote. And it's really interesting to see people say that they're victims advocates when they don't know. I mean, do I think he's probably a little bit more skilled than some? Yes. But I still don't know where people just give themselves titles.
You to jump back on my panel, Seth, and be a man. Chris did for over 3 hours.
Thank you, Tess. Yeah, Casey, absolutely. She did. They knew
Okay.
what they were doing.
You know, you mentioned Summer Wells.
They were in the chat previous to this popping off defending Trevor. This has been instigated all week. Trevor's been going on panels talking about Seth and Tony and all of this. He helped creators get information on these people to expose. He's helped create a lot of the drama in the side acts. Do I think Tony's a good guy? I don't know Tony. I think the people he surrounds himself with are sketch as hell. I think the whole situation is sketch as hell. But all of this has been intentional, you guys. All of it's been intentional chess pieces moving around. Pay attention.
Don Wells did for over 3 hours. I've spoken with Andrew Hiltz like a man about his child. I need you to come back up here, Seth. If you're not part of this, then I need you to come back up here, Seth, and talk to me, Seth.
And here comes wallpaper, of course. Just so you know, yeah, Brittany calls me that all the time. I guess you could say I'm a victim's advocate because I do it in my real life for my kids, but I've never done classes or anything to know.
Hello.
Hello.
That was unexpected.
Very.
I believe we know who the problem is in this. Smiley.
Oh,
I think I'm beginning to.
we got to go back faster.
I want him to come back up here for 5 minutes. I want 5 minutes. Why will he not come up here? You know, there's another question that I have. And if Beautiful Sunflower will remember that I asked her this, she can just say yes or no. I asked it about 2 months ago.
That's it, Brittany.
Said,
sorry.
Huh?
Sorry, I was sorry.
But I want to ask it in front of almost 2,000 people, and these people can they can answer it. They can answer it if they want to. But I said, and it was in the back of my head, I said, I wonder why. Now, y'all can all have different opinions or whatever, but I said, I wonder why Seth comes in my chats, but I wonder why Seth never comes on my panel. I wonder why Seth will never come on my lives. Does anybody have a inkling of an answer for that? Let's all think about that right now. Y'all know Smiley. You've all seen Smiley. You've seen how I interview.
Yeah. Yeah, it's cringe as fuck. Truly. It's real cringe.
Now, let's think about this a minute. Let's all start thinking about this logically right now before we make up our minds about anything. Because I've been on Seth's side.
Mm-hmm.
So let's start thinking about this logically for a minute before we all
I've been on Seth's side.
Snap and start changing our tones here for a minute.
Before we all snap and start changing our tones. So as soon as she starts to go off the deep end, here we go back into bashing Seth and Tony.
Is there a reason that Seth won't come on my panel? Y'all seen how my interviews go and shit like that? And
I agree with.
You want to wrestle? Ride to live, live to ride. You want to wrestle? Why you want to wrestle?
Dolly, why didn't he talk to Chris Proudfoot like that? Keep the same energy, right? I mean, this is ridiculous. You know something?
No. Hold on a minute. No. Y'all are missing the point, MNT clan. Listen, I've not asked him to go on my panel. You're missing the whole fucking point. You're missing the point. He roams in my chats. I've never asked him to come on my channel. In fact, we're not here tonight because I asked him to come on my channel.
You didn't even vet the account that came in your chat. It would have taken 2 seconds and you would have been right back to square one.
Okay?
This is baiting.
There's something odd about him coming in. In fact, I've told all creators, you should leave Seth alone.
Yeah, there's something odd about this. This was all baited into play. Absolutely. The fake Chris account that was under the same trees as Seth happened to be that popped on panel when Seth was trying to get up there? The fake account, or not the fake, the accounts in chat that were baiting stuff about Trevor Lee, Trev Time coming in chat, Smiley being like, come up on panel. Then Seth gets knowledge. Yeah, this was all baited into play here. All of it.
If he wants an interview, he knows where each one of us is at. Matter of fact, I thought everybody should leave him alone and not be badgering him for an interview. But then it hit me one day. It's kind of odd. He goes on these panels. Nothing against, these couple that he goes on. But it's kind of odd when you come in somebody's chat and
a two-seater. Is it a sidecar? Do you got a sidecar? I look better in a sidecar versus on the back of a bike.
But you don't hit their link up. It's just kind of odd. But is it because he fears the way I interview that he will slip up and do or say something? Is there a fear there? There's something wrong with this picture. Now I'm fucking starting to get mad. And also, while we're at it.
Oh, get him.
I don't like the damn games being played, matter of fact.
Really? It's interesting because you don't like the games being played, but you're giddy over this.
And there's something about this shit right here. Why is it you want to be surrounded with all the damn criminals? Why is it in your group? Let's just get down to the damn nitty gritty, okay? You might have been at work and had a damn alibi. But that don't mean like Hawaii.
But don't worry, he's going to come back on panel in about 10 minutes, somewhere in there. I don't know the actual minutes. And she's going to fall over herself, and then he's going to tell her he loves her, and she's going to, turn herself inside out again. So just be mindful here. It's kind of like a fucking going through a hilly road. You go up, you go down. You go up, you go down. Just depends on what's going to get her the most views and position her right.
Hawaii Hawthorne or whatever her name was, that you wasn't involved in this shit. Her daddy out looking for her the whole time. It might have not been the same case, but it don't, you work for a jail. You could have had criminals to come help. Yeah, here I am. Let's all get on the same page here for a minute.
Your love is like a roller coaster, baby, baby. I want to ride. Who remembers that song? Move over there, because I'm a double dipper. Upside down on a dipper. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. I got a ticket, so ride with me. Anybody remember that song? Oh my gosh, that's gonna date me.
And Trev Time hadn't done nothing wrong.
Listen, he has been looking for children since he was a child.
Wait a minute. And bingo, he just talked about Summer Wells' case. Bingo, who's been watching Summer Wells' case and maybe getting these ideas? Now you don't piss me the fuck off.
So listen, Trev.
What's he gonna do about it? You got steam rolling out your ears. What are you gonna do about it there? Now you done pissed me off. Okay. Y'all, she's yelling at a fucking screen, sitting in front of a flower wall. Like, save your Billy Badass and we'll walk away. Just walk away. I don't understand it. Yeah, I get aggressive at times. And I talk shit out my ass. Y'all, chances are I'm not gonna leave my couch to come confront somebody.
Trev has been giving to Summer Wells.
I'm too lazy.
Since way before Sebastian was missing. All we do is try to get these children's faces out. It's rare.
Misdemeanor. Of course, I know a tile business. If you're going to come in here and try to dox Kyle's tile business or something like that, save it. Save the weird shit. Not going to work. Everybody knows Kyle has a tile business. Carry on.
Or you ever get cussed by parents of a missing child. It's just a rare. This is another one.
Hold on.
Josh, I'll send it to you.
Also, it made me think about this. You didn't see this just a minute ago, but the person that tried to come up here just a minute ago was under them same trees when Seth tried to come up here the first time and got disconnected. So is Chris with Seth and Tony right now?
No, Chris was not with Seth and Tony. That's not what was happening. But one of them has an account, it seems, in Chris's name that are trolling people.
Because when Seth and Tony was there, Chris tried to come up here under the same fucking trees where they were at just a minute ago, is what I'm trying to tell y'all. I think they're all in this fucking shit together now. That's what you didn't see up here under my little panel just a minute ago. First, it was Seth, and he got disconnected the first time. Then we saw Seth and Tony. Then Chris tried to come up here under the same fucking trees that Tony come under a Chris's name. So what the hell is going on?
Well, I think it might be a troll if we're not careful. And I'll tell you why later.
I don't know. They were at the school, so I don't know.
Casey, good
I
point.
don't know.
Oh, that's true. Chris could be there with him.
That's what I'm talking about. Oh, here's Seth. Okay, Seth. What? Now what?
First of all, I meant no disrespect for
Look at how cocky she gets with him.
you, Miss Smiley. And I will tell you right now, Chris Proudfoot ain't nowhere near me.
You know who's also with him? T-Rev 757. So while we only throw Tony's name in there, let's put into play T-Rev 757 is there too. I wonder who else could have been trolling.
Okay, so you're sitting there watching me. So why did you come on here like that? Why? Why? I mean, who is lying? Why? What?
Misdemeanor. Hey, one of my mods, will you get that link before you pop them out here? Will one of you guys get this link? Not that I care, but they're putting, it's one of the doxing trolls again. If one of you would get that link for me, I would really highly appreciate it. Highly appreciate it. Thank you.
What is going on right now? What?
Yeah, somebody said that you were first. There's a lag on this thing or something?
I'm sorry, what?
I said there's a horrible lag.
By the way, for you idiots in the back, I pulled my full entire background on fucking live, after I was doxxed by a fucking creator with 80,000 subs, and my full legal name was put in her title, and Kyle's business was put out here. You're not phasing me today, tomorrow, or any other day. If you think you're gonna scare me into shutting up, you got another thing coming. You can fuck all the way off.
I'm sorry. Now go ahead. Can you hear me?
Thank you.
He said there's a lag. It's this.
Can you hear me now?
It's a service. He froze.
Oh, you froze. You froze.
Oh, absolutely. I'm not worried about it.
All right. Can you hear me now? I don't know. Go out and come back in. Hold on.
Thank you,
Hold on.
guys.
Hold on.
Y'all got it. My mods are awesome. Thank you.
How am I gonna make him unfreeze, y'all?
He'll drop off. He'll come back up.
Okay.
It's okay. Hey, Josh.
Hey, how's it
Now
going?
there he is.
Mattress.
Okay. Bring back.
Seth,
Okay.
we see you. We see
Now
you.
we see.
Hey, Justin. Hey, Josh.
Hey,
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, I can.
Miss Smiley, first of all, I did not mean to disrespect your channel and your panel, but I have been dealing with
Let him keep going. You guys, you don't have to time him out. Let him keep going. Law enforcement will get this. Trust and believe. It's totally fine.
him, as in Trevor Lee, for a minute. All right. And for the disrespect, the distrust, and the betrayal that I feel at this gentleman sitting there backing up a PI who refused to actually do PI stuff for me like I asked her to. And for her to turn around and give him the audio file that got blamed on me for leaking, which I don't care.
TM, thank you for the reminder. I always forget about that. I'm not concerned about it, though. I have nothing to fucking hide. I've had a traffic warning. I've showed everything on live, like seriously showed everything. I have nothing to fucking hide. It was the worst day when they doxed me. The only thing I have is bankruptcy.
I've got juicier
And one stupid ticket that got dismissed in 2 seconds. And that's a fucking hysterical story. I could bring my mom on to tell it, actually.
ones, more juicier ones.
Yeah, but Seth, that was me.
No, I did my own research, Josh. It wasn't you. It was out. Literally, somebody.
Misdemeanor. Do you want me to promote Kyle's business? He runs OCD Tile Works. Good work isn't cheap. Cheap work isn't good. He is incredible at his skill. He actually worked on Post Malone's house. We've shown pictures of it. He's incredible at what he does. He is very talented. He's got an entire website. If you are in the greater Arizona area and need some high-end tile, he is absolutely worth it. But misdemeanor, just so you know, you're not shaming anything. Kyle is incredible at what he does. Incredible. So thank you for promoting his business, because even though he's busy all the fucking time and extremely in high demand because he works on incredible homes, thank you for the promotion, I guess.
Send it to my mom. Somebody sent it to my mom. All right.
Yeah.
My mom heard this before you guys even did. I sure in the hell didn't send no audio file to my mom. You know, she's got enough stress on her plate with her grandchild missing. I got enough stress on my plate with my son missing. And no, I'm at Beach High School, and there is no Christopher Proudfoot here. Nowhere. Like,
go on about your day. Looks like you're bored.
Literally nowhere.
Yeah,
All right.
I think it was someone messing. I think it was a troll.
And I apologize, Smiley, because I have nothing but love for you ever since the first time I came on your chat. But when I find a snake that's hiding in here and sitting there doing nothing but harm to me trying to find my son, it does get me riled up. It gets me riled up because my son's been gone for over 80 days and I can't find. And people just don't understand what it's like to have a kid missing.
Okay, but none of this was necessary, Seth, and you know that as well as I do. You know that as well as I do. Okay, we're gonna run upstairs really quick because I need to get my charger because we are gonna watch more of this than I had originally planned to, but they're all still sleeping. So shh, we're going on a field trip right quick. Shh. It's only 8 o'clock here. Shh. Friends, we're going on a field trip. We gotta go get the charger from upstairs. I'm like walking through the house. There's animals everywhere. 1 cat, 2 cat, 3 cat, 4. Trying to let the working man who actually has a job that doesn't troll and dox people online sleep in on a Sunday. Well, as I break my thing, trying to get my charger up. Okay, we'll go downstairs now. Shh. Sneaky little rabbits. Okay. People have too much time on their hands, it seems like. Okay, here we go.
I ain't getting nowhere. I'm getting nothing from Sumner County. And it makes me wonder if there's other kids in this county that are missing that Sumner County ain't even looking for. It's not just my kid. There could be hundreds of kids missing, and they're not doing their job, and it makes me scared for every one of my son's classmates. All right? I am at my wit's end. I have gone so long at my house, walking into my house, seeing my son's room empty. He's not playing video games that people give me shit about. You know what? People are going to give me shit because I let my son experience certain things, like playing video games and not having somebody breathing down on him, telling him you can't be on, you can't play video games because maybe you'll talk to somebody. I had conversations with my son. He didn't even use the headphones. You can't talk to anybody if you don't got the headphones in. It's a PlayStation 4. It ain't no PlayStation 5 with built-in stuff. I don't own a PlayStation 5. People giving me shit because I want my son's stuff back. They took his stuff. That's all I have. It needs to be back in his room for when we find him and he comes home. Things are in the same place that they were when he left. Nobody seems to understand. I love my son. I miss my son. And I'm trying to find him. I'm out here today looking. Chloe kept me away from search areas. Plenty of search areas. Had people babysitting me because...
Okay, so was Chloe the one that was following him around? Is Chloe the one that's following him around then? Like, I thought people were stalking and harassing you. Come on. Now. No. Now. You go inside. It's too hot out here for you. Is Chloe the one that was stalking and harassing him? Curious.
She didn't want me to find my kid. Well, we don't want you to come across his deceased corpse. Well, I'll tell you what, that's some type of closure. Me, I want to come across my son alive and well. All right. But still, to sit there and tell me that you're going to run this is my show because it's my son. And nobody's going to sit there and tell me that I can't participate trying to find my kid. All right. I communicate with TBI. If I go somewhere, they already know 2 days in advance. So that way they know where I'm going. Because by be damned if someone's going to tell me not to go there. I contact TBI. I have everything recorded in chats, text messages, so they know my whereabouts. They know my locations. Because if I am somewhere, they want me to call them if I find something. Sure. And every time I go search and I don't have anything to show for it afterwards, you have no idea how it feels deep down inside that I failed to find my son, which means I failed to find him again. People want to sit there. I've got balls. I just don't need to fucking show my nuts to everybody.
Well, you have been, though. That's the sad thing is I'm sorry I can't give you accolades on a lot of this stuff. Yes, your son is missing. Yes, you're going through a horrible time. But you've allowed yourself to be surrounded by these people and have been warned, and you have done everything to intentionally harm the mother of your child. Like, we can't overlook that. You've intentionally done that.
Just got to find my son. It's not about this shit. I am not fucking Christopher Proudfoot. All right?
No, you're not.
I have respect for fucking people. But when people sit there and piss and shit on me and then bite me with their fucking venom-filled fangs and they're fucking poisoning the search groups against me, I brought people in that had no idea what was going on. I took regular people and brought them in for a cause. And that cause is dear to me. It's for my son. And then for somebody,
But they're not regular people. Supposedly they're PI and professionals and all these things, right? We've been told that this team is made up of all these people that are so incredible. So what is it? You can't have it both ways. So you condoned all their behavior. Well, it was benefiting you, but now that it's not benefiting you anymore and you've had to switch up the team, now you're throwing them under the bus. That's what I can't get behind either. Like it is what it is. Like, but here's the problem I have, the biggest problem. All of this has been here. This has been Seth all along. And people have failed to realize and understand the gravity of what he has been doing with the help of YouTube creators to paint a narrative against Chris and Katie. And the creators have gone along and helped him do it. You can't overlook it. And Josh is going to admit to some of that.
but it sat there and leaked this stupid shit that really had no fucking meaning at all. It's a video file. It's an audio file. I don't care. It doesn't get me any closer to my son. Yeah, it shows people how Christopher acts. We all know how he acts. We all know how he displays himself. I don't care about him. I want to find my son. Searches are going to start back up at the end of this week coming up. If people want to come to the vigil and say a prayer for my son and join us for prayer for my son, please, of all people, come. I don't need the drama. My son doesn't need the drama. I'm tired of it. People say I cause it because I answer questions or because I'm emotional about stuff. But if you're not emotional about your child missing, was that really your child?
I agree with that. Yeah.
I agree.
I love you, Smiley. I love you, Josh. I love you, Justin. I gotta go though. And if people can't accept my apology, that's on them. That's not on me.
But Seth, listen, I love you, Seth. But listen, please, you're vulnerable right now. Okay. That's one thing, you're vulnerable right now. And the world, we don't want to see you vulnerable because there are vultures out there. But it just seems like the good ones are getting gone, and you can't let that hate get built up.
You know what? When I asked Chloe to step back, it was the same thing when I asked Heather to step back. I just asked her to step back because I saw what was going on and I had information and I wasn't going to put it out there. I just wanted her to step back because I saw what was going on. I saw it. I didn't want it to be a public display. I didn't want to see the shit come out like this. So I asked her, but certain people won't let it go. Keep poking the bear. Keep poking the bear.
Seth,
And you're going to see
Seth,
I'm a bear.
Before you go, I want
What's
to
up,
say,
Josh?
you do what you're doing. Keep looking for your son.
Oh, hold on.
I disagree about Trevor. I think he's a wonderful kid, a young man. I really do. And I think that
you're misunderstanding somewhere.
I think that you think that
I
too.
understand, Josh. I just think somebody got their hands into the kid and it's changed him a little bit.
But he's a good kid.
But listen, let's play this on real speed because I want you to see the level of deflection here and the willingness to lie for him still. And the intent that that Seth and Josh had to smear Chris. I want you to hear it full scale. They're admitting that they intentionally did this to damage Chris and Katie, the parents of a missing child. Seth, they all played right into his hand to take and do as much damage to the parents of a missing child as they could. We can't overlook it.
He's a special guy. You know what? He really is.
He is.
Can I ask you?
But it's not about Trevor. It's not. It's about you finding.
It's about Sebastian.
Right.
But I do have to say that I love Trevor a lot. And I think that he's a great human. And, I think there's a lot of pressure. And I know that what you're going through is hell. You and I had that conversation. And I want you to keep looking and do what you're doing. But just know that we do care. And Trevor's a part of the team. I'm part of my team. He always has.
He's a part of the team. A part of the team. Isn't that interesting? That's why he's always been on the board as a team member.
Has been. And he'll never not be.
I'm not asking you to tell him to vacate your team.
I know that.
What he needs to understand is that I can't have him around my team.
Fair enough.
Because my team, I see what's going on. And whether he realizes it or not, he's being manipulated. And the person
I love how all these people have teams.
that's doing this isn't going to suffer. Instead, I'm suffering. Instead, Trevor's suffering. Instead, they got me sitting there baring my teeth at Trevor Lee. And Trevor Lee don't want to back down. That's probably the wrong thing. I'm looking for my son.
I know. That's all I wanted to say.
That's the main goal.
That's all I wanted to say.
It's about Sebastian. That's all it should be about.
That's all it is for me. It's all about people complained about my GoFundMe. Well, I told my sister to shut it down 2 weeks ago. People don't want to give me. That's fine. That's fine. It's on their good nature to give me anything to use for the search. And if people don't want to do it, it's not going to.
I think didn't Chris say something about they are not searching because law enforcement has asked them not to? I don't know the exact verbiage that they used, but I think there was reasons behind some of that, but that's not to disregard what they did in the beginning.
Stop me from searching.
Right.
It doesn't matter.
Well,
my end goal is to find my son. And I love all four of you. I watch you all the time.
Live your
smile
best.
around and fuck out. I mean, smile around and find out. Smile around and fuck off. But that's mine.
Oh, Liz, you're good. I knew you were talking about Seth hasn't been searching, but I just wanted to add in there, like, I think Chris does clear that up on clues last night. Truth, you did a great job asking questions. Thank you. That was an incredible, a wonderful, wonderful stream. You guys, please go watch it. I'm definitely not going to restream it because I want Clue to get the credit. Plus, she hit 10K last night. So go give her congratulations and listen to that. That was an incredibly well done.
He's out there. And something else, if Trevor really wants to do me a favor, he could stop sharing text messages between me, my PR, and him, because it's only making it look worse. It really is. It causes drama that has nothing to do with Sebastian. It literally has me telling him I didn't give a flying. I told him I don't give a flying fuck about the audio, dude. I don't know what the intent was behind it.
You don't know what your own intent was behind it. You know exactly what the intent was. This is playing games here.
All know how Christopher Proudfoot is. We all know how he treats ladies. We all know how he treats children. We all know.
No, we don't. No, genuinely, we don't. We don't know how. But you've tried to paint a narrative about how you perceive that he treats people.
How he is.
Yeah.
Why is it still about him? It needs to be nothing but my son. He is the child that is missing. Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. He is missing, and we need to find him. I asked the world to help find him. And then when I ask the world to help find him, that means I'm also asking the world to give me all this shit, and I'll take it. I will take and deal with everything that comes on my plate if it means that I find my son in the end, because that's worth it to me.
Sure.
I agree.
And I love you, Smiley. Love you, Justin. And I love you, Josh.
Love you too, buddy.
Love you too.
I'm the one that leaked it. I am.
No, you didn't send it to my mom, did you?
No.
See, who sent it to my mom? Because my mom had it before you did.
I don't believe that. I don't believe that.
And I don't know who else had it. I know one other YouTube person had it, but you and I had a conversation.
I wasn't going to bring up our conversation because I remember our conversation, Josh.
So this is control the narrative right here.
Yeah. But
that's in confidence between you and me off the record. Why are you making it on the record, man?
Well, no, I asked you if I could. But
see, I went one step further. I went to look for beforehand.
No, he didn't. He's lying. Seth is lying. Everybody knew that he leaked it. Shit, right when it came out a week and a half ago now. I mean, there's no question about who leaked it. Seth did. I mean, it is what it is.
And
I understand.
His PI recorded it. He got it, and he decided to disperse it. Again, it was all intentional. It was an intentional plan.
Yeah, no, it was leaked before you got it.
I mean,
it was.
At one point in time, literally, I have Trevor telling me that the person who I gave it to him, and I did not give it to him.
I got you.
That's a bold-faced lie. And when I catch you in, I catch inmates in lies all the time, and I give them the benefit of the doubt, and then I'll explain to them, I caught you in a lie, dude. Come on, come clean.
Brianna,
and I gave him that opportunity. And
thank you for that, Brianna. Yeah, there's a mixture of things going on here about that. Like, yeah, absolutely, Daisy. I have too. I have those interviews that he has done with Clue have, for me, opened my eyes to a lot more about Sebastian than I ever knew.
He just decided to keep digging with the shovel, man. That's deceitful. And that's not going to help find Sebastian.
I understand. I do. I'm not.
Yeah,
I'm listening. I understand what you're saying.
Well, the whole world's listening right now.
No, they're not.
Yeah.
I do have to get off. As you can see, it's dark. I just wasted about an hour of my search time.
I understand.
Things come out at night.
So they're sitting over there searching, supposedly at the high school.
Yes.
All right, listen. Tomorrow is the bike ride, right? We might as well tell them that tomorrow's the bike ride.
Yes, tomorrow will be the MC ride. We will be meeting at the Rudder, 4:00. Kickstands up at 5, and we will be coming to Beach High School, where we'll be having hot dogs and a vigil afterward. Hey, there's food involved, okay? Not corn dogs, Josh. Hot dogs. It'll be hot dogs. The vigil is for a community. It's to bring people back together, to understand that there's people out here who want to find my son, and I want to find my son. That puts us in a common goal, people. Come. Do not bring the drama. My son does not deserve the drama.
Yeah.
My son deserves people to find him. And that is what the vigil is. We will have prayer. We will have people speaking that deal with autism. We're going to have a good, watch out, people. Don't get ran over.
And this is
And
what
people
Notice the trees behind Seth.
were invited. Just please don't bring the drama. It doesn't solve anything.
Have you heard of Chris and
I mean, trees all kind of look the same, but there's definitely, if somebody really zoned in on those trees, you could see a lot.
Katie's coming?
I was informed the reason I moved it from the church to Beach High School is A, they weren't going to let any live streaming, and B, they informed me that Chris and Katie told them 2 weeks ago that they weren't showing up. Well, I was holding it at the church because the conversation that Chris and I had, he said if I held it at the church that he would show up. So I jumped through a bunch of hoops. My team did, I did, to get it held there. And then found out that he had told them that he's not showing up. So
wow.
we had people from the church leaking conversations that we were having. It's like, wow.
People from the church leaking conversations.
Wow. I mean,
Yeah.
I gotta go.
Okay.
But yes.
Well, hopefully they will change their mind and show up. And I don't know, but many prayers, many prayers. Jesus Christ.
Wow. Wow.
Sad. No words.
You a little speechless there, Josh, that you tried to take accountability for leaking a phone call that you helped Seth intentionally target Chris with on the day that he went to court. You're proud of yourself for involving yourself in a child custody case and trying to paint a narrative about a man that you've never met. You don't know that you're basing your hatred, and it has to be hatred, because I don't know anybody, especially grown-ass men, who would involve themselves in another man's custody case and call themselves men when you don't even know what's going on behind closed doors in any of those houses, because you guys are all strangers. Fucking sick.
No words. Tony said he had to go.
Fucking sick.
No words.
Yeah, I don't know what to say.
Yeah,
I don't know what to say.
And then you helped Chris McDonough and Dr.
I think there's a big
further
misunderstanding between
there ain't no misunderstanding
with him and Trevor. I really do.
No, there's no misunderstanding. They all got in too deep. They all tried to paint a narrative about Chris and Katie. They all helped do it. They all got their hands in a mess. They all started too many people wanting to be in charge or take credit for this case. Trevor Lee isn't the reason that the call got leaked, but he knew that it was out there. He knew that people were being asked to intentionally release it on the day of Nina's court trial against Chris. He knew all that stuff. And instead of being honest with people and getting in front of it, they had a narrative to paint against Chris and Katie. They still continued to protect Seth. Meanwhile, he's telling you that he was being blackmailed behind the scenes. But they continue to sit by and allow Seth to do it to Chris and Katie. Think about that.
Do.
Oh, look, I don't agree. I don't agree with their assessment of Trevor. I just don't.
Right. I don't either.
Either.
I don't know exactly what has gone on, but basically what needs to happen is just let Seth do his thing. I mean, Seth's got to do what Seth's got to do.
Right. I mean, I get that as a dad. I mean, and you do, Josh, I mean, you do anything for your kids. And
well, whether it's right, whether it's wrong, it's for his, it's
right.
his decisions. Right. So,
right.
It's his decision. I just would have liked to ask him if I would have liked to know how he forgave Stephen. That's what I'd like to know. And if he forgave Stephen, I don't see any reason he in his head couldn't forgive Trevor.
Do I still hold the same opinion about Sebastian, PD, that he needs to be brought home? And I feel horrific for him in this situation, and that I hope he's found safe and alive, and that I think it's very possible that he walked out the front door. That opinion, yeah, I still do. But unfortunately, Sebastian has been completely lost and forgotten in this.
Because Stephen gave him the hope. You see what I'm saying? But that's just me.
No, I agree, but that's a good point.
Who's Stephen?
That's
the one that lied his ass off yesterday and said he went.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you, True.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look, I think that anybody that has followed this case from the very beginning knows that there were a few people on the ground floor putting this out or talking about this case.
Truth, I heard that.
Trevor
yes.
might have been the
Thank you.
very first. That doesn't mean that it's quote unquote his case, but he got.
Y'all, please go check out Clues Live. Truth was on there. Clue was on there. Kimber was on there. It was a wonderful conversation, a panel. Truth asked a lot of questions that people have been wanting to know, cleared up a lot of things. Please go watch it. Again, tell her congrats on the 10K too. She did great.
Got the ball rolling.
Right.
I came in because I saw that
They
he
all
was
did
very
great.
passionate about it, and at first he had a few
Cher,
hundred.
you come back up here. I'm sorry, hold on. If Cher's still in here, she can come back up here. I felt bad for her for jumping down, but anyway, go ahead.
There's a few hundred people, and then we got it onto my channel, and then Pascal, and then you guys started covering, and
We got it on too. I'm going to back that up again. You can tell, and I hope you guys understand, because this is the intent. This has been here all along. People need to see.
grabbed.
Yeah.
Look, I think that anybody that has followed this case from the very beginning knows that there were a few people on the ground floor putting this out or talking about this case. Trevor might have been the very first. That doesn't mean that it's quote unquote his case, but he got the ball rolling.
That's so fucking cringe to even, like, who cares who brought it? It really, the kid's missing. It's so weird.
Right.
I came in because I saw that he was very passionate about it, and at first he had a few
Cher,
hundred.
you come back up here. I'm sorry, hold on. If Cher's still in here, she can come back up here. I felt bad for her for jumping down, but anyway, go ahead.
There's a few hundred people, and then we got it onto my channel, and then Pascal, and then you guys started covering, and everybody started covering it, and I mean, Trevor was covering it when it wasn't even a big topic at all. Most people didn't even know about it.
And that's the unfortunate thing that people need to understand, is he did start covering it. He was Team Seth all along. The Nina interview that did nothing but paint fabricated information about Chris, which again, victims have the right to tell their story, but time and place is everything. And it did nothing to help bring Sebastian home. All it did was muddy the water. That was the intent from jump. And then you have the very people that they were sharing misinformation and building the platform of a fake story off of. Again, I'm not saying that Sebastian's not missing by saying it's a fake story. They built a basis of a bunch of misinformation to paint a narrative against Chris and Katie. It's been happening all along, right in front of your eyes. And here you have some of the main players in building this narrative and misinformation, turning on each other, such as Trevely, Seth, the lab, all of these people, because they've all been way too far invested in the fuckery and building a narrative against them.
Right.
So he's going to feel betrayed and upset, and that doesn't make it about him. People will say, well, he's making it about that. That's not what that means.
I will not give passes for that. It was a mistake. It was a mistake to bring her on. It's a mistake to you. These are people's real lives. Your mistake could potentially put a child in danger. People forget about that. People forget that there is another minor child that is involved in this custody case. We don't know what goes on in Nina's home. We don't know if it would be better. We don't. A family court judge needs to rule on that and be without fucking stupid YouTubers and their stupid drama who have never met a single one of them, recording phone calls and trying to paint narratives and shit that shouldn't have anything to do with that. Not at all. People who have never met these people could have had a drastic outcome on a fucking case. This is sick, y'all. And why? What for? Because you felt bad for Seth? What about empathy for Chris and Katie? Where did that go? This has all been fabricated off of a bunch of bullshit and a narrative that they wanted you to hear, and giving people ass pats for their poor behavior because you have some sort of parasocial relationship and you think that this person is so great on YouTube. They can be great, but they can still fuck up and do really life-altering things to victims. And that's what is factually happening.
I mean, it's hurtful. And he has a right to feel the way he feels. Seth has a right to feel the way he feels.
Yeah.
And that's it. And Sebastian's missing. And let Seth continue to search and do what it is that he feels he needs to do and who he needs to do it with. And that's it. There's really nothing else to do. And
people,
just keep Seth and Sebastian in your prayers is all I can say. And even Chris and Katie, I know that people feel a certain way about them, but everybody, there needs to be some softening of hearts here. There needs to be some changing of minds. There needs to be somebody that is willing to put an end to this, that loves Sebastian enough, that knows something, that it
Yep.
just needs to stop somehow, some way. And that's my hope. And thank you for letting me up. I'll talk to you guys later.
No, thank you, Josh. You're always
Yeah, yeah.
reasonable and you have the softest heart. And I thank you. I thank you because I think you calm me down because I really just thank you.
Yeah, no problem. No problem. You guys talk.
Morning, Johnson.
I'll be watching. Take care.
Okay. All right.
Bye, Justin.
Bye.
I love him. He has the softest
Hey,
heart. He
Shay.
really does. And yeah, I probably shouldn't have got to fussing like that, but you
Touches
know,
me too. I'm
it
super
it all breaks my heart.
but I've been
It
seeing
really
it for a
just
while.
breaks my heart. It's
Well,
so
it's frustration. It's frustration because everyone, we're all literally almost 24 hours a day.
Look at these creators thinking they're doing something over here. Poor them. They get to shut their computers off at the end of the day and walk away. These family members can't, though. But poor them, right? They've been doing so much for 24 hours a day.
Looking, searching,
Gossiping.
talking,
Yeah.
putting this out, and nobody is, there's nothing, and I think what Josh said was brilliant.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody needs to put an end to this.
Who's Heather? Hold on a minute. Who's Heather?
I have no idea.
Oh, is she talking about the PI? Hold on. That might be the PI. I don't know.
Oh, okay, got
So
you.
fucking gross.
Anyway, yeah, she can have a link.
I was
Oh.
thinking creator. Sorry.
Jay is there too. Sorry.
Hey.
Hey.
Oh, here comes all the fucking creators that have been helpful and very, very, very successful in helping paint the narrative against Chris and Katie.
Hey.
You're fine. Hey, Justin.
Hey, girl.
Hey, Smiley.
How are you doing, honey?
I'm okay. I'm
Me
sorry
too,
that happened to
Karen.
you.
No, it's fine. I'm just shocked.
Yeah, I think all of us are shocked.
Oh yeah.
I just wanted to say, first of all, that
Well, I'm going to cut you off there because there's something I actually want to say. I want to remind everybody when it comes to me, please understand, I'm not doing this for Katie and Chris. I'm not. My channel is not here because of Katie and Chris. My channel will not be here in forever because of Katie and Chris or Seth or Sebastian. My channel is to support victims and victims deserving better. That's it. I'm here for victims deserving better across the board from YouTube content creators who exploit them on the daily. That thin line of exploitation is getting blurred for many of them. Even that claim that they're bringing the truth to light because they're still willfully ignoring what is actually truly going on here and building a narrative to their own people. I am here to support the truth, no matter where that is. Victims for me, not other creators, not giving you a narrative, nothing. I'm here to continue to demand that victims deserve better. I have zero contact with the victims' families. I keep it that way because I'm not biased. I don't need ass pats for them. I'm going to stand for what's right without having any type of that. I'm not here because I'm doing this on behalf of anybody. I do this because every victim deserves better. Every single one in their families. And the shit that these creators do to these families is unfathomable.
I have known Trevor Lee on this platform for a long time. And I mean, I just shared his law that he had passed in Tennessee in my Facebook group, just I think yesterday or the day before. And I left him a comment that I'm so proud to see someone, especially his age,
Yes.
be such an advocate, man. I mean,
exactly.
if you look up advocate in the dictionary, like Trevor Lee's right there.
Right.
So I really feel like that was really, really like that was really off. That was weird, you know?
Yes. Yes.
But I do want to say that, you know, I appreciate Trevor. I saw what he did, not only with Summer Wells, but with just a couple weekends ago. He had all the flyers set up there in Rogersville. You know, people don't talk about this. You know what I mean? But he had all these flyers set up for what, 4 different people.
Again, I'm not trying to take away from Trevor Lee. I think he's done amazing things for people. We're not going to overlook that, but doesn't matter. Okay. Good deeds don't overshadow the poor, shitty narratives that he attempted to help paint against the parents of a missing child. It's not going to overshadow it. And I'm sorry. It's just what it is. But if you continue to let that overshadow the fact that he really did a lot of harm in this specific active case and continues to not see the light and continue to pull the games. I'm sorry, it is what it is. We don't have to take things that he's done off the table. That's fucking weird. You can still appreciate the things that he's done, but you should be able to acknowledge that he has made grave mistakes at the cost of minor children's potential safety.
People,
And he does it all the time, Jay. All the time.
Yeah, I've been
he does
following.
it all the time.
You know,
See, I didn't even know that.
he doesn't cut his camera on and you know, and
He does.
for every time he does it,
It's
you know,
like
I mean,
reality.
Trevor's my buddy, you know, Trevor and Josh, and
I absolutely love him. I really do. I mean, I couldn't imagine, you know, being more proud of.
He's my buddy. I'm proud of him. Okay, cool. You can do that. And you can still also acknowledge the fact that he has created, along with the rest of you, a lot of false narratives, a lot of intentional misinformation, a lot of sitting back and keeping his mouth shut when it's convenient for him. But he put the parents of a missing child in a hellacious spot, knowing that this was going on and it being intentionally done. Can you imagine what law enforcement thinks of all this? Can you imagine what they think of all this? You think they're out here just being like, oh, yeah, he's a great advocate for victims. Well, meanwhile, he's helping the biologic father paint a narrative against Chris and Katie and spread misinformation and having chaos happen online. I mean, truthfully, can you imagine?
Of who he is. And I just wanted to say that because I think that's really, really unfair. Whether you're the father of a missing child or, you know, anything like that, it doesn't give you a free pass to attack the good ones. And I'm here to say that Trevor Lee is one of the good ones, man.
he's one of the really good ones.
I mean,
Yeah.
really,
Yeah.
I mean, you can
Right.
trust him. He does what he says and he says what he does. And I just felt like that needed to be said. And
that's not factual either because he's still not being honest with everybody. But hey, whatever.
I don't know if he wants to talk about it, but what I found concerning out of that whole thing was that he stated he was
Blackmailed.
I don't like that.
Yeah.
A lot of the good ones have seemed to be chased away lately. A lot of us have followed these.
Lainey, I disagree with Peter Hyatt on this situation because he has been fed a misinformation and a false narrative too. I wish he could pull back the layers of the misinformation and give a different perspective and understand that a lot of this was intentional misleading and analyze it again. I think he would have a different outcome. But the sad thing is these experts have been fed so much misinformation, they aren't even weeding through it anymore.
Same people in other cases. So we know how they operate and we are seeing them being broken down for, I don't know if it's what reason, but I'm concerned about that he would be blackmailed. And I just wondered if he was comfortable expanding on that at all. And that was really just my question.
Yeah, because I mean, and I followed him, you know, from Summer Wells and too, he's done a lot of good. He gave his own money and everything. We talked about that on your panel, Jay. And, you know, I have 4 grown boys, but also like the era that I grew up in, I said, I wish he, you know, any of the younger boys like him, they don't even know, like back in the day, like I wish there was more children that were like him, or not children, he's not a child, but like the younger guy who's growing up. Yeah.
Okay, all this self-promote, like I'm sorry, again, Trevor Lee has nothing, like this ain't about him. There's a missing kid, and they intentionally were baiting the chat with stuff about Trevor before. Then the fake Tony situation happened. Then all this, like Trevor's been egging it on himself in chats. Everybody knows that. It is what it is. He intentionally sent stuff to creators to get them to expose Tony and Nina in the situation because he was having personal issues. Again, you can't overlook the fuck shit that's going on. It is what it is.
What?
I'm trying not to mess you up.
Get slap happy in here.
Shit to police.
Friend said Seth the show.
Oh, here's Heather. Oh,
Here we go.
there you go. Hey, Heather.
Hey.
How are you? Oh.
Hi. Okay, so I'm hearing everything twice. What do I do to change this?
Do you have your YouTube open, Heather, still?
Yes.
Exit out of YouTube.
And
just stay in StreamYards.
Okay, I think I'm good now.
Okay, there you go.
That was maddening.
Yeah, it's so hard to speak when you got like double talk.
Hey, Holly.
Okay, so I'm gonna be real honest with you guys. I have not been keeping up with this. I lost my grandma last week, and thank you. I had not been online. I had not done anything. got a message from somebody today and it was like, Tony Mathis is working out really well. And I'm like, okay, is that sarcastic? I'm not sure what's happening. And I just, right now, the only perspective I can give, because I haven't been a part of the YouTube and all the online drama and stuff. The only thing
you have been, though, you've played a major role in the online drama. Going back to even posting the email from law enforcement that you could have easily vetted and said, was this a mistake before you posted it out there? But that caused chaos. People ran with that, said it was a criminal investigation, and all it was a typo. It's an open investigation, not an active criminal investigation like you tried to put it out there. And when you backpedaled that, you've been going on shows, fangirling over T-Rev 757. I mean, truly, at the end of the day, are you looking for a missing child? You are a licensed PI. Zero respect for you whatsoever. Sorry, it is what it is. You people have gone way too far.
Thing I could tell you is that I have had several conversations with Tony Mathis. I know about like the, allegations. And in fact, I told him today, I said,
this is why I don't do,
why don't you let me run a criminal background? I'll run a criminal background check on you.
Mhm.
And if there are things that are being said that are not true, I have no problem going public and saying, hey, these things are not true.
Mhm.
He said he doesn't care what people are saying about him, whatever. People can say what they want. He did say that there may be some things that are actually another Tony Mathis with the same middle initial.
that happens a lot. We've seen people try to dox people with the wrong information. Like, that's not shocking. Nobody should be shocked by any of this right now. I don't. Oh, Heather. Why do these people do this?
So yeah, I don't know. But I do know that is a huge problem with sometimes with the sleuthers that use like the public platforms.
Sure.
That is actually, I've actually had a problem with that before, where somebody was desperately trying to discredit me and had found somebody with my same name who had been an assessor to murder in North Carolina.
Yeah.
And they were so sure that it was me that they literally filed a complaint with the PI board.
Shut up.
Claiming that I had been involved in this murder in North Carolina, and I had not. Absolutely not.
Yeah. Some people just check the name. They don't check the birth dates and everything else. They see that name and they just go with it.
Kind of like you and your team there, Spanky. Like when you and Molly Go Lately attempted to dox blank screen and doxed a completely different guy. Okay.
Right, exactly. And so that is, I know that is a problem. And I don't know if maybe some of the things are really him and some of them aren't, or I'm not really sure. I'm not here to debate that. But I do want to tell you that, some of the conversations that we have had, I actually agree with. One is that there have been too many cooks in the kitchen in this case.
Mhm.
I came in, I was trying to be a bit of a PR. I was trying to be, my job, which is PI. And I was trying to wear too many hats. I think, there's just, I'm not going to speak on Chloe or her position because
I just love how this team has like tried to overshadow the fact that law enforcement has been on the case. All these people should be doing is bringing awareness to this, but instead they think that they're going to armchair detective this and solve this and get some big accolades. Like, it's just gross.
that's not my place. But I just think that everybody needs a designated role and needs to do their job and do it well. Do it, 100%. But if you can put 100% into your role, and that is your only role, and leave the other roles up to the other people that have those roles designated to them, I think we would get a lot further in this case.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think if all of you messy assholes would step away from it and let law enforcement and, bring awareness to Sebastian, of course, continue to keep his name out there, but allow law enforcement to do their job and, talk about it, go through it, look at it from a full perspective. But all of you had a narrative that you were pushing against Chris and Katie, and sorry, it is what it is. You're all getting busted now and scrambling to save your asses.
So, I mean, that's one of the biggest problems. That's a really big problem in this case. That's one thing that I felt like, that I dealt with. And then there's the egos. There's a lot of things going on that are just not doing Sebastian any justice at all. As far as the leaked audio, I'm going to be 100% honest with you guys about what I know about that.
And she comes up here and lies.
Chloe and I both had withheld that from Seth. because we just, like I've said before, we felt like it was just going to cause more problems. And that's not something I usually do with my clients because I don't feel good about withholding anything from my clients. And frankly, if I give my client something and they want to leak it to the world, they can do that. That's their prerogative. But in this particular case, because of how hostile it's been and whatnot, Chloe and I both felt.
I wonder why it's been hostile. I wonder why Chloe couldn't be Chloe weaponizing Katie's trauma on Web Sleuth panel. I mean, that could lead to some hostility, I would think, re-victimizing a victim. I mean,
like it was best to not share any of the audios. And I had several.
Of course it wasn't, until you could paint it in a narrative that poor Chloe was a victim and Chris, threatened Seth and all this shit. Meanwhile, we find out that Seth intentionally did it and intentionally painted a narrative with the help of YouTube creators and his PIs. Yay, team. Go you. Gold stars for the fucking day. You got to attempt to ruin a family of a missing child's lives. Ooh, aren't you proud of yourselves?
Audios with Chris. The people didn't hear, I got a lot of criticism, like I didn't stand up for Chloe enough and whatever. Like I had worked really hard to get in good graces with Chris and Katie.
Mm-hmm.
And I was trying to maintain that to some degree. I mean, obviously threats were not acceptable, but at the end of that phone call, the people I did share it with,
threats. Mm-hmm.
The question was, okay, do you think these are valid threats? Does law enforcement need to be notified? And I've dealt with things like this in other cases when people say things like, oh, I'm gonna slap the shit out of you with a cease and desist, and it's like it takes the teeth out of it, when they throw
Right.
a cease and desist in about, like we can't, we take that to law enforcement and law enforcement's gonna be like, oh, that's not a threat. They're threatening us too. I've had similar situations in the past. In fact, one that I tried to get a restraining order against somebody in a previous.
All this is circle talk to get people to not look over here, look over there. This is all deflection from she leaked the audio. She recorded the audio. They intentionally were recording everything. Seth already said it, that there's juicier stuff that they've recorded. They've been doing this. The dog handler even recorded Chris. The PIs were recording Chris. Everybody's been recording Chris, trying to get all this stuff. They've been sending it to Nina. They've been doing all this shit. We've heard it all. This is just deflection. Heather recorded the call. Heather leaked the call. Seth intentionally had them wait and target Chris with the leaked call on the day that he had court, yada, yada, yada.
Previous case. And because all their threats were veiled, I mean, it was just, I got turned away. And so, no, at the end of the day, I didn't feel like, and most of the people I consulted with didn't feel like that call was going to be anything that, would have the teeth to get any sort of restraining order or file any kind of charges. But I did do my due diligence to make sure, and to also consult with Chloe and her team and, how she felt about it.
Chloe has a team too.
But what happened with that audio, and it was, so Tony admitted to me that he sent it to Seth. I'm still not entirely sure. I'm still not entirely sure how Tony got it. I was going back through my emails to see if I had sent it to him because I don't recall sending it to him.
So you have to go through your emails to see. This is all deflection. If you did something, you did it. You just say, I did it. Throwing Tony in there was unnecessary, but the heat's on Tony. So why not throw him under the bus and take some deflection off of other people that were involved in this?
Not really sure how he got it. But he sent it to Seth, and Seth had supposedly sent it on to Nina for the court hearing or whatever. But I don't know. And that really seemed to be where the problem began, because up to that point, it never got leaked.
So Tony's the one that got it. Tony's the one that got it and actually leaked it. He leaked it to Seth.
He gave it to Seth.
Terry Lynn starts saying,
Correct. And I don't think he leaked it to the YouTubers. I don't think he was the one that leaked it to the public. But he was the one that sent it to Seth. And he apologized to me. He felt really, really bad about it. He said that when Seth told him that neither Chloe or I would give it to him, he said he thought, that it was just cute, that we were just trying to protect him. And I'm like, no, Tony, like there was a bigger reason than that, but
I gotta interrupt. I gotta stand on, listen, that's not what, no. Back up. We had a conversation. Yeah.
You and I had a conversation?
Yes, we did.
Yeah, about him sending it to Nina. About Seth sending it to Nina. Correct. But then later when I talked to Tony told me that he actually sent it to Seth. So that's how Seth got it, was that Tony had sent it to him. But I said, no, I mean, that's fine.
Bunch of shady ass mofos is all I gotta say.
And I wasn't mad about that because, Seth, technically he had every right to have it. He was the client. And, if he had, I guess,
Tony truthfully probably wasn't even involved in the beginning of all this call sending and recording and shit, because if you go back to the web sleuth, Tony wasn't involved in the web sleuth thing. That phone call happened right after that. They were recording calls. They were passing it around. They were doing shit with it before. The intent was, again, as you see, to target Chris and Katie with it. It is what it is. It's happened.
Hounded me enough for it. I probably would have just given it to him. But
so how did Trevor get it? Did Seth give it to Trevor?
That I don't know. I have no idea. But I mean, I don't think there's any reason to be mad at Trevor about that, though. Really, honestly, not about that. I mean, I don't know if there's other things going on that they're mad about. Yeah. But that specifically, I don't think that it's any reason to be mad at Trevor.
Yeah. I'm just wondering, because even if Seth gave it to Trevor, he shouldn't be mad at Trevor. I'm curious.
It sounds like he's more upset that his mom was sent the clip too, no?
But I don't think it's the same clip.
I think it is.
It is, yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. But no, I just, things have transpired and more about that has come out. But
these people are aware. They're also okay with having mobs as doxers. They're also okay with all that. This is the people on your panel right here. You have a PI who's been more interested in all the YouTube drama. Terry Lynn, Spanky, Smiley. ICU is a mod over there who doxes people. They're all okay with this shit. See what you're dealing with here. This is that group of people. The entire group. The intent was there all along to help Seth paint a narrative against Chris and Katie. And they continued to overlook it and didn't care until he started throwing them under the bus.
I'm not really sure why it's such a big focus. I'm not really sure why we're getting so caught up on it.
Yeah, and yeah.
Erica, a lot.
I mean, so I don't know what Tony's position is, what he's called. I'll just say PR. So the PR was leaking this as well.
Liz, yeah, absolutely. She first said something in regards to making it look like Terry did it, but it was figured out right away that Seth was the only one that could have leaked the call or sent the call out. And then it was admitted to that it was intentionally done on the day of Nina's court against Chris. Like, all of that was out a week and a half ago.
Well,
I don't want to use the word leak, Justin, because I don't feel that way. He gave it to Seth. And
okay.
I thought you gave it to Seth. I'm confused now.
I didn't give it to Seth.
Exactly, cold Chris.
She said
neither Chloe or I gave it to Seth.
All right. Okay. I'm gonna leave that at the door because this is not my panel, and I'm gonna respect that.
Now,
one of the two of you gave it to Tony.
Well, that's what I was trying to figure out, because like in fact, just a while ago, I was going through my emails trying to see if I actually sent it to Tony, which again, I'm not really sure.
Is it? Oh, that's you. You're up. Oh, stop. I thought that was the other girl. I'm still looking at you. You're still trying to come up, and you're here. I thought it was Chloe. I don't know why I was thinking that. I was fixing to tell her to come up. She wanted 2 skins. No. But how did if you or Chloe didn't give it to her, well, what about Tracy? Could Tracy have given it to her?
No, Tracy hasn't done. No, she doesn't do anything without clearing it with me first.
Oh, there's the Grifter McGriffson that can't fucking figure out what's fucking going on, truly, because her head's so far up her ass because her and other people have personal issues. But this is why, because they all take sides of creators over the family. That's the crazy thing, is all of these creators are worried about which creator's side to jump on, when in reality, there's no side here. This is all fucked up. None of this was necessary. And creators, PIs, and a family member did this intentionally. Like, what the fuck? And there's a missing child. This is all too much.
Yeah, she signed a NDA for me. She don't do anything without.
Well, here's the bottom line. It should have never happened anyway, because Chris, that should have never happened. It should have never even happened, because all the information was out there for y'all even on her panel. at Webb's Loose. First of
Right.
all.
And that's what I was trying to explain to him.
I know. So
I love all of you who intentionally attempted to set up Chris and Katie over some leaked audio on the day that Chris had a court custody case. I love you all. Props to all of you. Gold stars for all. Yay us, the true crime community who is fucking picking a villain and making a fucking salacious story out of it, even though it's actual real lives here. Yay us. This is gross.
all that should have never even come to that. It's just crazy. All of it's just crazy.
I do have one question for you, Heather, because this has been stewing in my head, and it comes from that conversation to where he was upset about Katie's family's information, which we already knew, which was already shared.
No, you
In
still don't.
relation, the only thing out of that 3-hour phone call or the live.
That's bullshit too. The whole deflection that they already knew. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. And Chloe absolutely dangled that over. Yeah, fuck you guys. No.
That triggered him was Chloe.
No.
Talking about how people physically came to her that saw his mom parked at washrooms.
Yeah.
I think it's a deflection of direction.
This is BHB's mod, Spanky's mod. Guidance, shut up. Taking it right back to trying to blame Chris and trying to take fuck you people.
But that was just my speculation. I just wanted to know your thoughts on that because that's how I took it.
I will tell you this, that and this is not just this case, it's just a general statement. But when people get particularly triggered by certain subjects, those tend to be the subjects that I zone in on.
Yeah.
Oh, you should have zoned in on what he was actually saying then. Nice, Heather. I have zero respect for any of these people. So gross. Smiley, stop acting like you care about Sebastian.
Yep. And that's why I've been seeing this as a deflection of making you focus on one thing that they're upset about. In reality, out of that whole interview, there was one particular part that really made a person being triggered very noticeable. Not so eloquent with my words right now, but if that makes sense.
Right. And I'm not investigating this case currently, but just from a general standpoint, I think that
you weren't investigating it to begin with. You've already acknowledged that you guys were painting a narrative against Chris and Katie, and the PIs were helping do that. So we're Seth's team. Okay. Thank you for finally catching the class up. Thank you for all showing your ass so people could publicly understand some of the inner workings of what happens behind the scenes, because this is going on plus more.
When somebody's particularly upset about a specific subject, then that's where, and I think law enforcement is smart enough to know that as well.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Thor.
Absolutely. Yeah. I don't know, Justin. What do you think?
Someone said Josh said Seth gave it to him and he leaked it. They had a conversation, unless that was a joke.
She's over here commending the PI for causing a shitstorm. I commend you. You're my hero. Yay.
Josh said it right on it. Josh said Seth gave
Can you say trying to get noticed?
it to him and Josh said he leaked it. He said he leaked and that's true. Josh said he leaked. Well, I know you don't like the word, Heather. I'm sorry, but Josh said he put it out there.
I just don't like the word leaked when we're talking about Tony giving it to Seth, because it's not a leak when it went to the client.
Oh, sure.
Well, first of all, I was blamed for this shit by you, Heather. Remember?
Well, yeah, we did talk about that.
And we had a conversation, and I know what that conversation was.
Yeah, and then I deleted because when it came out, when I got the message, it was Terry Lynn just leaked the audio, and I didn't, that was how it was sent to me. So
I don't know Tony. I do not know Tony.
Correct.
I don't know Tony. And that was never out of your. That was not what was said. So I want to take that off the board quick.
I'm sorry. What? What do you mean? I don't understand.
Well, you're saying that what I'm saying is that's not who you said to me, and that's where I'm going to leave it.
Correct, because when I talked to you, I didn't even know Tony had it, and we were at the point that was very early on that I talked to you. It was before we had gotten to the bottom of anything.
Oh, okay. Yeah, of course. Before they got to the bottom of it, I'm going through this. All it is a bunch of spins of stories. Heather doesn't tell the truth. Heather recorded the call, sent it to Seth. It is what it is. It got out. They intentionally helped weaponize it and target people with it. We're going to fast forward a little bit. I am done with this. This is so aggravating, but I wanted to make a point that this was all been intentional. Every bit of this is intentional, and none of them have clean hands. So giving these people accolades is ridiculous.
PJ. Oh, here comes Trevor back up. Yes, come up here, Trevor. Come back up here, Trevor. Thank you, honey.
Okay, so let's just squash the call thing. This is what happened.
Okay, tell us.
Okay, that
That's
call
all.
that
He's
was
really good
recorded,
at what he
that
does.
was between Chris and
He
Heather,
is,
which is
Allie.
up here,
He's very
was
talented.
sent to Seth initially from Heather. He had asked for it for a while. They did not give it to him. He finally got it. He's their client. He demanded it. She gave it to him. He had it. He sent it to multiple people. He sent it to Nina for her court hearing.
Seth sent it to numerous people. Trevor's not lying here.
So I heard it, and Josh heard it. I let him hear it. So we both heard it. Okay, that's where we are right now. We had both heard it. That's where it stands. It wasn't anywhere yet. Then I go back and look at who emailed it. It was emailed from a woman named Michaela to Seth to Nina. Now, Michaela is the same woman that was answering Seth's phone when he would, or would be in the background of Seth's phone when he'd call me at midnight. I'll let you fill in the blanks there. So
who cares? And again, why are they protecting this information? If it would have been Chris and he would have had a girlfriend that they were trying to keep out of, why? You see here again, more withholding of information. So that Seth, which doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if he's single, has a girlfriend. None of that matters. Law enforcement will do whatever they need to do and figure out who's around, whatever the case may be. But if that was Chris and they found out that Chris and Katie were hiding something like that, it would have been used all over. But here you see, once again, Trevor Lee has been helping paint a narrative against Chris and Katie while protecting stuff of Seth.
She's the one who sent it, and she sent it to Seth, I guess, who they forwarded through each other's phones to send it to Nina. Okay. Well, somebody got it to Terry Lynn. I don't speak to Terry Lynn. You know who does? Seth's mother.
No, that's what I was
Seth's
about to say. I don't speak to you. I don't even know how to reach you. I really don't. I back what you've done and the law that you got passed on Facebook.
Trevor Lee just said, you know who does speak to Terry Lynn? Seth's mother.
Facebook. I don't know nothing else and no other way to reach you. That's what I'm trying to say.
And so
I don't know what the hell.
You can confirm that I did not send you that, correct?
155,000% on my mama and my dad. This is ridiculous. That's why I'm not gonna, a woman that's grieving, I'm not gonna shit on, but this is ridiculous as hell.
Terry Lynn admits right there where she got it from, a grieving mother. I'm not going to shit on. She's intentionally not trying to say that Seth's mom sent it to her. Okay, big deal. It's already there. It's already out. It's already been happening. So now we have Seth's mom and Seth helping get information to creators to paint a narrative against Chris and Katie and help Nina use it against Chris in court. This is fucking insane.
Okay, so there we're at that point. It was then sent to her. I'm not asking who sent it to you, but I'm just confirming that it was not me. Josh had heard it. Josh then had a conversation with Seth, and this is what Josh confirmed earlier, to my knowledge. He had a conversation with Seth, and Seth pushed him to play. He told him he could play it. He told him he should play it. So Josh put it out, and then whoever sent it to Terry Lynn, again, I'm not asking you to source that, but whoever sent it to you, then gave it to you, and you put it out. So we had two people that put it out and had pushed it out. There's that link in there is that person that had been with Seth had also had possession of it. I don't know if she sent it to who or who sent it around, but that's how it moved around. I am friends with Chloe. Chloe is a friend of mine. I have known her before this case. Why on God's green earth would I want a call across all the interwebs that is her being absolutely talked down to by Chris? That makes
She should have been talked down to by Chris. She was weaponizing Katie's trauma.
no sense. Why would I say, here, this is a great friend of mine, let me just have her bash across the internet? No. Secondly, Tony told me I was going to do it for clout. I have a YouTube channel that I don't use anymore. If I wanted it for clout, I probably would have put it out myself, not said, here's some other people who can put it out and release it, whatever, leak it. It didn't happen that way. Tony called me because he was upset that I made a comment to him that I didn't like them getting rid of Chloe. And I didn't. And that's my opinion. A lot of people agreed, a lot of people disagreed, whatever. He then told me that he knows that I put it out. And then they told me that they were going to expose Chloe. They were going to come after me if I said another word about Tony publicly. And what they do tonight, exactly that. I'm not asking anybody to believe me, but that's what happened.
I believe you on the call part. I believe that the call part of it, that's as far as I got with you, Trevor. Sorry. It is what it is because you're still...
Speak to Terry Lynn. I don't have any way to send it to her. I don't want Chloe to be disparaged across the internet. I would never put a recording of her out there like that. It just doesn't make sense that I would be the one that did that because I did.
He doesn't want Chloe to be disparaged, but he's okay with the mom of a missing child being disparaged. Cool.
No, I got nothing from you. I don't even know how to reach you. I don't. And I did reach out to Heather when my name was brought into that equation because, I mean, I was live and I was getting bombarded. So yeah, I did reach out to her and said, because of course they're saying that there's a Facebook post or whatever, and that Facebook post was a lie because.
So
This
who
is
sent?
ridiculous.
I'm wondering who sent it to Seth's mother.
Yeah, that's
Well,
what I'm wondering.
That seems who he's worried, like mad about, from what it feels like.
Yeah.
Check the Facebook. I mean, check those Facebook groups, and I need you to.
I'm sure Seth sent it to his mom. It's not, I mean, really, none of that matters. It's still, all of them were involved in doing this. All of them. Think about that. All of them were involved and okay with it until they started getting mixed up in this shit.
Check the Twitter.
Well, I'm telling you, the people that had it before it made it out to Nina, before it made it out to anyone like that, was Seth and this woman whatever the equation is, that's at his house at midnight all the time.
Hey,
So
I saw the email chain.
got
This
it.
woman, Michaela, had it and sent it. They sent it between each other's phones, and then they
Right.
sent it to Nina.
So
She didn't
Seth
send it to
sent it
me.
out to people. Seth sent it out to people, and
He
they
did
could have
not
sent it to
send that to
anybody.
me. He did not send that to me.
Seth didn't send it to Terry. Okay, we get it.
Again, on my mom, Seth did not send that to me. I have
Seth's mom sent it to you. Okay, you're not going to go after her or put her in the hot seat because she's a grieving woman. Okay, we get it. What about Katie and Chris? What about them? Oh, wait, none of you cared about them from jump. You were too worried about helping Seth paint a narrative publicly against them. Okay.
haven't spoken to him.
Nina did not leak it. They got it like the day before her court date, and she was in court all day.
No, Nina wouldn't do that. No, I don't think so.
How do you know that, Trevor? Oh, wait. Another thing you're not quite being honest with about, are you? Makes a lot of sense for a random YouTuber to be in contact with the ex-wife of... Oh, this is just fucking gross. All of this.
He did not send. Seth didn't send me that. This is just nope. And neither did
No,
this
I'm
guy
not saying
here.
Seth sent it to you. I'm saying that Seth had it.
I don't even
and he
know
initially
who sent it
distributed it
to the lab. The copy that I got was, well, this it was.
How
you could barely. It's inaudible for me.
could this get?
Well, here's okay. So if Seth is telling Josh to play it, then he wants it out there. So why doesn't he just say, I wanted it out there? It didn't make him look bad. It made Chris look bad. My question is, if he wants to make Chris look bad and want that recording out there, then why hide behind somebody else putting it out there? Say you did it.
Yeah, isn't that interesting? They knew the intent was to make Chris look bad, and they went along with it. They were okay with it. They did what Seth asked. Hold it until the court day. Where were you on that day of the court there, Trevor Lee? You want to tell the rest of the story, Trevor Lee?
If you wanted it out there, then say you did. Because I didn't want it out there. Not because I care for Chris, but because I care for Chloe.
Yeah.
Yeah, his mom was in my chat when I was trying to play it. That's
not because I care about the parents of a missing child, but because I care about the PI who weaponized the missing child's mother's trauma to re-victimize her. Think about that, people. He don't give a fuck about Chris and Katie. Meanwhile, the PI that he's buddies with weaponized and re-victimized her based on her trauma, dangled it over her head, and they can't imagine why Chris might be hostile towards them. Fuck out of here.
true.
Fucking
But
shit.
it was not a good.
This is
whatever you want
so
to
much
call it.
bullshit. Oh,
I mean, I didn't even hear all the threats in it. Just saying.
And I get it. Seth is a grieving father, but you know who's not? Tony. Tony has
My
no
temperature
excuse
on
for
my
crap
phone
he's
is
pulling. The
hot.
misinformation that came out the other night, and then now all this, calling me and telling me that he knows that I put it out, and them telling people to tell me that if I speak again badly about him, that they're going to expose Chloe and they're going to come after me, and that they know I did this. That I don't see how that's okay. Tony is not the grieving father in all of this. He brought himself in here, inserted himself with zero credentials, zero experience, and is tearing this case apart, imploding it from the middle, and trying to bring on people who have no business being here, and throwing out all the people who have tried to help.
Zero credentials, zero experience. A pissing match over who's involved in this case. Isn't that ironic? Thank God for law enforcement. Thank God for the actual professionals.
So Trevor, did he contact you after you come up here tonight?
Nobody contacted me after I came up here. Well, I mean, a lot of people have, but not them.
No, I know. I'm just saying.
They have not spoken to me. No, not since the night. Okay, so another.
I had another creator approach me about things that were being dangled over heads in the background because they helped paint narratives too. Isn't it ironic how everybody's getting turned on because the tide is shifting?
For full disclosure, the morning of the Pascal show, they went on that night. They were initially going to release the DCS records. Somebody called the office and they pulled it back and said, you can't do that. So morning of, that's when the announcement came out that Chloe was let go. I spoke to Tony. I just sent a message and I said, I think this is a bad decision. He called me and was upset with me because apparently I went to him. He has no business in personnel decisions, whatever. He was upset with me, told me about the call, and told me I need to stay in my own lane. That I have an agenda, the whole shebang. Then the day goes on, and then the Pascal show happens. And Tony had told me that morning that he would defend Chloe.
Yeah.
Because we agreed that she's a good person and she did good work, even though they decided to let her go. And that's only their decision to let her go. Only Seth's. I said, I respect your decision, but can she at least get respect because that's what she deserves? He said, oh yeah.
She deserves respect. She deserves respect, but Katie, fuck Katie, right? Fuck Katie. Yeah. Yep. Y'all, I can't listen to any more of this. I'm gonna go through the roof. I know I'm really calm right now, but I'm really fucking pissed. I'm pissed because people are fucking patting Trevor Lee's ass and still condoning the bullshit that he's done while he's still not being fucking honest. And he's still fucking trying to demand that people respect a PI who fucking weaponized Katie's trauma. And she deserves respect. But fuck Chris and Katie and fuck all of the people that have defended all of the parents and said remain neutral because there's a lot going on here, people. Oh, I know it gets worse. That's why I'm over it, y'all. We've been on here for 3 hours and 15 minutes. This is just Sebastian's completely forgotten in the entire thing. I want you guys to go spend some of your time watching Clue's stream. Please go watch Clue's stream. Please go hear from Chris yourself. It's a long stream, but you can fast forward to even when Chris comes on panel and listen to it. Hear what Chris has to say. Hear the answers to the questions. Listen to him talk shit about football. It's hysterical. All your teams suck, by the way. The Kansas City Chiefs have been my team way before any Super Bowl wins, like back in the days of when we didn't win any type of anything for like 20 years. I've been a Chiefs fan since I was in 7th grade. Cluminati's panel. Yep. My phone's overheated, otherwise I would. But it's on Clue's panel from last night. My phone it says it's hot. It won't even function. Thank you, T. Dallas Cowboys. Ugh. 49ers. Ugh. All right, y'all. I hope you guys have a good rest of your day. I am out. I'm going to go spend the day with the family and get some chores done, some laundry done, hang out in the pool. I will see you guys back here tomorrow sometime. It's going to be a war zone out there today. Keep in mind the reality here, and please stop trying to take sides over a freaking case of a missing child. Like, this is so weird. Y'all out here doing the most, patting creators on the back, trying to pick a creator. There's a family at the end of this day. Their real lives have been affected by people like Trevor Lee, Josh from the lab, Spanky, Slimy, Heather, Chloe, Tony, all of these people. This is all shit, bullshit, complete bullshit. And it is what it is. There's a reason why Tony got exposed. Trevor Lee spoon-fed that information to people to make sure they got into that. So it would take, look over here, not over here. Yep. Have a wonderful day, you all. I will see you guys later. Or by the way, if you do need tile work in Arizona and you actually are serious, Kyle's really amazing at what he does. That troll that came in here doxing our information. Thanks for the self-promotion. He's got a website and everything. Check it out. He's really talented. A little self-promotion for my lovely other half. See you guys later. Have a good day. Thanks for all the mods in here too, and everybody else. Thank you all. Bye.